go, go, go!
Off and moving here.
And Taylor has made the first cut, very closely followed by Digger. I'm basically seeing a very fast start from Digger and Hillboys, but there's a lot to play for still, and a lot of time to go.
Look at this, we've got a loader on its side.
He may have to reset this if he can't write it. GTR is lining things up. The guys can get this in, they are going to be in prime position. But look at that, a bit of teamwork there. GTR just reversing ever so slightly to help Hillboys get those into the truck. That's a genius strategy.
They actually have a good amount of trees there ready to load. I'll tell you what, this is unbelievably close. And he's honking. I think he is on his way out. But we're just getting the console team coming in now to slow the container. Farmer Hamish is on his way in. He's running straight down the train tracks. No care at all for his well-being.
Hello everybody, happy Saturday night, welcome to Logging League. First and foremost, can you hear me? If you can hear me, we are good to go, and we'll jump in and say hello to Args. Here we go, good evening Args.
Too many buttons to press. Hello, how are you?
Alright,
good evening. Well, good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning to you. Good evening to me. Yeah, I'm doing well, mate.
Yes.
How are you?
That's good. Not too bad, thank you. Looking forward to another round of Logging League.
Good evening, Mr. Goham, who's in my chat. Nice to see you. You can't understand me, but I can hear me.
Right.
Hello, everyone else. Nice to see you all. Oh, Bauer's in here as well. He's just getting some tips. Keeping an eye on the competition.
What he needs to do. Nice, nice.
Right, I think we are pretty organised here, aren't we, Args?
Well, I was just saying I'm not very organised, but yes, we're getting there.
When I say we're pretty organised, Hamish has organised everything for us, so we've just got to log
Once
in.
Again.
And we made a hash of that.
Yeah, no, everything was a little bit rushed and things weren't working the way they were meant to. But anyhow, we're here now, which is good.
Legacy Ag, if you press Alt F4, it'll tell you what map it is. Nobody else, just Legacy do that, nobody else.
Yeah, don't get anyone else to do it. Right.
So, Args, we're back. Round 3, we are halfway through Logging League already.
Yeah, that's right, it is the halfway point. Do you know, just, you know, for everything else that could go wrong, my YouTube wasn't showing up chat. I thought, oh look, no one's talking to me, but it's because it was needing a refresh. So hello everyone in my chat too. Yeah. I feel stupid for just ignoring you. Thought I was sitting here all alone just talking to your chat.
The El Papito and Valo52 are in my chat as well, so
nice.
The FSL boys all keeping an eye on the competition tonight, definitely.
Excellent, excellent. But yeah, as you say, we are at the halfway point for Logging League. So we've had 2 down. We've got, well, we've technically by the end of today, we'll be just over halfway. So
that's right. And a plan tonight really is to equal out the number of games that everybody's played, hasn't it? So we'll all be...
That's right.
Hopefully everybody, give or take 1 or 2 who might be a game behind, will be on played 3 games. So
correct. That's right.
So
that is 100% correct. So do you want to introduce this match we've got here on stage 1 and get the boys underway?
We start with a 3v3. We must be, yes.
It is. Yes.
So let me jump to 3v3 teams. Let's see if this works. So there we go. Our first teams tonight are Modern Logging versus the Logmeisters. So, as you'll know from previous rounds, both Modern Logging and the Logmeisters pretty adept at this now. They've been with us for quite a while, and I think they've been honing their skills every month in between each round. So, should be a good one, this one.
Yeah, I agree. So the aim today is you'll see a few teams playing a couple of matches. We're trying to just level out the league. Make sure everyone's played roughly the same number of matches, obviously with availability and different things like that. It's been a little bit hard, but towards the end of this round, we should be pretty equal on standings and how many matches everyone's played. So that's right. The aim.
And actually, looking down the list of teams here, Power Team Esport came away with a very good, although they didn't win against Astragon last time, they had a very, very good time, didn't they? And again, pick a palette there who did not do themselves any embarrassment last time as well. Some very fast times. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Right. It is. Right, well, I've moved up because obviously we've got the split start. Now, do you just want to talk, or we'll just talk about the containers very quickly? We've made a little bit of a change just before we get started. Thanks to Bargon, who did quite a bit of testing, and I know Farmer Hamish has as well. We've got rid of the trailers where the containers automatically snap into place. We've gone for the step deck trailers from the base game, and we'll be using those. So it's going to require a little bit more skill and precision from the loading operators to put the containers on the back of the truck, but when they don't have a snap with the containers on the truck, we haven't had any issues through testing. So make sure you strap them on, players, and you should be all good to go. And that will sort of just maintain that integrity there with the scoring and what the end results are. So
yes, indeed. So I think we should probably jump to the game screen. We're going to be running stage 1 first, aren't we, Args? Which is
we are. Yep.
This one here. The teams are ready.
It is where you are. Yes. Yep.
And are your truck drivers ready too, Args?
We've actually only got one truck driver up here at the moment.
Oh, interesting.
Just looking to see who we're missing.
One member down from Modern Logging. 2. They are going to continue with 2. Interesting.
All right. Well, this is going to be a challenge.
This is going to be interesting.
I suppose if the person who's doing the loading is onto it enough, they can just come up here and grab the truck straight away and be ready to go, because you can't load without a truck. So apart from being organised at the loading point, they should be okay.
So Modern Logging feeling like it wasn't difficult enough, they've added another level of complexity.
Added another challenge. Going 3v2, but that's right. That's all right. At least we can continue. So
right. Okay. Well, if we are good to go.
Under starters orders. So, of course, we've got the little timer up in the corner there, so apart from seeing any visual cue from Farmer Hamish, here we go, starters orders up there. Once you see the timer going, you'll know he's been given the guys the command to get underway.
Just waiting now.
There we are. Off. Timing's on. Well, Modern Logging had cheated a little bit. He tabbed into the truck rather than starting next to it. I think they're already at enough of a disadvantage, but he has got a little bit of a lead up here over Schiffelmeister.
Okay, well, Samu's jumped into the Rotney, and he is going to start cutting some trees down. And I suppose, right at the start, 3 players isn't necessarily needed, because you've got to get some trees out of the ground before you can even start to group them up. So, no disadvantage just yet.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So long as the person doing the cutting up there is organised and can stack the logs relatively tidily, you really aren't at too much of a disadvantage.
That's right. And if I remember last round, Samu was actually very, very good at piling up the logs from the cutting machine. So
yes,
it could be in a good spot here.
So both the boys have got their containers up on the front of their loaders, and both pretty much simultaneously putting them next to the truck. Now, interestingly, a little bit of a tactic here. Modern Logging's put his right near the front of the step deck, but Schiffelmeister's deliberately placed his container almost as close to the back as possible. So just some interesting tactics coming into play there. Just thinking about how much easier it will be to load when the container's right at the rear.
Farmer Hamish just giving us a little bit of a tip here. Now, in the past, this was a random selection of trees as they were set on the map, but they've been replanted by Hamish, so it's identical on both sides. So there is no advantage to which side you're on now. It is completely the same. And we've got Tobias and Samu. Samu's onto his second tree already, and his pile is very neat and tidy. Tobias throwing away the top of his first tree. Samu gets rid of the top of the second tree. So good progress here. The guys are just working away nicely at it, actually.
Very good. So pretty much neck and neck with the two trucks. They are line astern heading along the road. And can I just say how nice it is having easy dev? I can keep up with these trucks no problem now. So making use of having no console players involved in today's episode.
Yes, indeed.
So there we go. We've actually gone for a split. Modern Logging's turned right at the crossroads up here, and Schiffelmeister's gone straight on. So I don't know which way Modern Logging's going, because the way Schiffelmeister's gone has been the more common route into this area.
That's right, that's right. Mr. DJ Goham has just said a big shouty outie to Thrustmaster and G-Portal for sponsoring Logging League. Absolute legends.
We've had a crash. Schiffelmeister got caught out on the bridge. He just about jackknifed, but he's been able to carry on without any hassle. Only a brief delay, but he's still moving.
No train antics just yet. Wonder if we'll get through around without any trains.
Well, it'll be interesting. Interesting how much of an impact it had last time.
So Samu's definitely ahead here. By, I would say, a full tree. Although Tobias has got a very neat log pile there as well. So I think we're pretty much neck and neck here. Actually, no, as I pan round, I think Tobias has got more, actually.
Interesting. So Schiffelmeister's just driving in now. I'm just trying to spot where Modern Logging's gone with the truck. So he did take quite a different route, a different course here. And I can't see him anywhere in amongst the trees.
Has just arrived. And moving past Samu here. It's very respectful, though, the way the two teams let each other pass there. Bauer, blue team are playing with a man down. I think one of their team was having some connection issues or some issues with Steam, so they've decided to go with just two. So it's going to be interesting to see how they
Modern
manage
Logging must have turned around. He's coming in the same way that Schiffelmeister did, which is interesting. I thought they might have gone different ways, but
interesting.
Yeah, so they were very close, very close behind at the start, but there's now quite a bit more space. Schiffelmeister's been a bit cheeky here. He's used quite a lot of the space across half of the course.
Modern Logging's got caught up on one of the logs there, which has slowed him down a little bit. But I think he's going to resolve. Oh, Samu's hit his log pile as well. This lovely, neat log pile is starting to look a little bit haphazard. And we've got Tobias putting the first logs into their container as well. So I would say that we have a slight advantage for the red team here.
So interesting looking at these selections of loading, one with the Volvo with the grapple and the other with the Volvo wheel loader. Obviously the wheel loader can take more, but the way and speed Tobias is swinging those logs into the back of the container over there is pretty impressive.
It is. We've seen this before, haven't we, Args? Tobias is very deft with that specific tool, actually. He's very, very quick with it, so...
That's right. And Modern Logging's got a little bit tipped over and tripped up all over his logs here.
You know, this just is a perfect example, right, of just having to keep your piles of logs neat and also out of the way of your harvester as well.
Yeah, that's right. There is a lot of management and organisation that needs to go into how you set things up. Clear leading over here with Tobias loading. They're a long way ahead of the Modern Logging team.
DJ saying we need to start a petition to have a Logging League round live at FarmCon. Sure we could,
I like that idea.
Sure we could bribe them.
How about an exhibition match, DJ? You're an expert now.
Yep.
Get you in there.
DJ Farmer Cop. Imagine the carnage.
Perhaps a content creator versus community challenge.
Ooh, I like that.
Kermit, Chucky, and Lars on the stage with DJ, Farmer Cop, and one other. I'm sure we'll be able to find one other easily enough.
Oh, because you want to see how quickly Tobias has filled this container. It's pretty impressive. I would say they're probably less than a tree away from being done here. I think a few more logs and they are going to be good to go.
Yeah, Modern Logging's gone for the tactic of just blocking the way out so that the team can't get out of the loading area and on the way down there.
That's right. There'll be some clever driving to pick their way through the... Although Modern Logging's picked up a huge load here, which has actually freed up the exit pretty much for Schiffelmeister to get out.
There we go. Yeah, he has. So I think, I have to say, I think that modern logging's probably got enough logs on the ground to get everything loaded up. Samu's still cutting. Not sure what's happened over here on the other side, though. Faban's just sitting up there, not actually doing anything, really. Oh, he does have a tree down. He's just positioning it to be able to drag it down. So I think they realise they're quite a way ahead and just taking their time a little bit and making sure they get everything put in there properly.
That's right. That's right. They have got time on their hand for sure. So actually, rushing now would, even once they've got the container full, Schiffelmeister can take his time picking his way out of the arena as well without getting in the way of the other guys too much if he wants to.
That's right. And stopping at train crossings to double check nothing's coming.
Yes. Yes, I think we learned that last time, didn't we? More than once.
We did. Absolutely. Absolutely. Empty Pockets in my chat saying I didn't know this was a thing. Well, it is a thing, Empty Pockets. It's a brainchild of FSG and myself, and it's a lot of fun.
And don't like to brag, but we think it gets more views than FarmSim League now.
Wow.
I just threw that one in for Kermit. He's on his holiday. He's on his holidays, so he always appreciates it when I bring that up.
Yeah, good. Good.
Right, there we go. Tobias closing the back doors there. Schiffelmeister is heading out of here.
I'll tell you what. If they get all this, modern log can get all these 2 logs in, they are so close to being full and they will not be very far. Look at how much they've caught up.
Very quickly caught up, haven't they?
Oh, wow. That ended up potentially being a lot closer than I thought it could be. And if modern logging can pick these up, Samu backs up, and they can get just a couple of those logs in. Back up, Samu, back up. There he goes. Right, I think they're full. That has ended up being a lot closer.
Schiffelmeister's on his way out, but like you said, Args, I think they're not going to be that far behind them.
No, and just look at how many extra logs Samu had cut down here while he had the time waiting for modern logging, which is actually now counting against him because he's stuck. And modern logging's having to give him a push.
Right,
oh, they're just about tipping their truck over. No, they're right. They're on their way.
Schiffelmeister is out and onto the main road, heading up to the sawmill, and I've just realised I've not turned admin controls on, so I can't run fast. But we've got a good view of him here on the road. Might have to tab to the vehicle in a little while just to get there in time, but they are tanking along here. Relatively empty road, a couple of AI traffics ahead of them, but in general it's looking pretty good.
Right. Summer was on his way out through the trees. If you're looking for that password for the admin, it is in our admin chat, FSG.
Thanks, sir. I'll wait till the end now. I'll tab along.
Yeah.
The train has just passed through as well, so that is not going to cause any issues this time. So,
well, no issues down your end, but Samu could potentially get caught out here, depending how quickly it gets down here.
This is true. Let me just jump up to here and make sure I am in position for...
no, he has safely negotiated the train crossing.
Schiffelmeister is coming through. Now again, let's see where he turns. They've taken this turning again, this second to last turning, with that rather awkward crossing, but Schiffelmeister's through it with no issues. And they are through and done in a very respectable, just over 10.5 minutes.
Samu was trying to avoid the traffic coming in one direction and managed to clip the bridge and just slow himself down a little bit. Nothing major, but just a little bit of a delay.
What a lovely, clean round that was. There,
absolutely.
The guys, most impressive.
Yes, yes indeed.
Modern logging looking pretty good for the season, actually, aren't they? They've scored some good points so far.
They have, but they didn't embarrass themselves either by being a man down. It was a lot closer than I thought there. They caught up very quickly, which goes to show how the selection of equipment or just the skill of the operators can actually work in your favour.
That's right. That's right.
Just going past the G Portal and Thrustmaster signs here on the side of the road, and they'll be down with you in just a second.
I can see them just coming into view now, Args. Let's see which route they choose to take. This is slightly quicker taking this one, so I understand why they take them, but that raised crossing can prove to be a little bit of an issue. But here comes Samu rolling into the sell point and sold in 11 minutes and 50 seconds. So we'll let Hamish just top things up. and then we will see if there's any penalties for logs.
Indeed.
To determine the winner.
Indeed.
While we do that, I'm going to log in as an admin.
Good idea. All right. Well, that was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be when they announced they were going to be a man down, but I think they managed the situation pretty well by sending their loading driver up here to grab the truck, which gave the Samu, who was cutting the trees down, the chance to get some logs loaded up. I think if they'd just been a little bit tidier with the organisation down there and didn't have to trip over themselves quite so much, they might have been in with more of a chance of keeping up, because the speed with which they caught up once they got some logs loaded was pretty impressive.
It was. They played well. It was just generally an all-round rather neat round, actually. Very few issues.
Agreed.
So we're just waiting for Hamish to give us the nod, give us a thumbs up that things are good to go, and we will give you the results. FS Edward Barrett, I just gave a thumbs up to Mrs. FSG, and Edward Barrett picked up on it. Well done, Edward. I am getting a cup of, well, it's not a cup of tea, it's a little bit stronger than a cup of tea, but it's Saturday night, what are you going to do? Ian W, hi guys, like your streams and keep up the great work. Thank you very much, Ian, that is very kind of you.
Nice, Ian. And
nice to see Marcia in here as well. How are you doing, Marcia? Hope things are good.
Yeah, lots of regulars in here. Solar Guy modding. Congratulations on your mod release yesterday as well. The BAMs.
Yes.
Anzac in here. Empty pockets. Scooter's Workbench is saying that was a good match. I agree, Scooter. It was a good one.
It was indeed. So, I am just...
Hamish has said we are good to go, so we'll go have a look at the scores.
So let's jump in. 3v3 result number 1 tonight. As it loads in there. There we go. The Logmeisters coming in 10:37. Very close. Look at that. 1 litre of difference on the logs.
Yeah.
So just that 1 log difference, but obviously doesn't have an impact on the score. So congratulations to the Logmeisters. An excellent win there. But not an embarrassing time by Modern Logging as well. And you think they were a man down? That is a pretty impressive time.
I think the only difference the extra person could have made would just be having that yard area and loading area just a little bit tidier.
That's right. Okay. As the train flies through here, we are going to jump down, I think, and get ready for a 1v1v1 round now. Do you want to bring up the teams, Args? And
I was just trying to remember whether we were doing. I think we might be another team match now, is it, or is it solos?
Hey, Hamish?
Yeah, Hamish. What are we doing now? Oh, goodness.
Well, while we wait, we will go and have a look at who's playing who tonight in the solos. And again, Modern Logging is up in the first solos and the second solo. He's playing catch-up on solos because he's missed a few of those. But first round is Motocross and BMX, and DJ Bob, who is a new player this round, as is Methy Boy as well. So we've got some new players, which is great.
It is good. It is nice to see those new faces coming in and joining in and giving this a go. It's been a lot of fun, and obviously the more people we can get in, the more rounds we can do, and the more fun we can have.
Tobias is saying the last round is wrong. He's not playing tonight. We'll check that, Tobias. I think it might be Chaos versus Methy Boy versus Gaming with James, but we'll make sure that's checked. No worries at all.
Yeah.
Bob is getting some serious support in here from X-Term and DJ Goham.
Oh, nice.
So, interesting. Right.
So match 2 is Power Team and Sports versus Pick a Pallet is our next matchup.
So we're going directly for another.
That's right. And game number 6 is Bargon versus Methy Boy and Game with James.
Right.
Bargon. The Bargon backup.
Bargon is back. Bargon, who currently holds the record for the fastest time in solos. So we'll just get set up for stage 2 here. I'll get out of the truck. I'll let people synchronise. I'm going to come out of here because it's very messy as people are synchronising. I'll jump to my... Argsy's drinking his tea. I'll drink my...
Coffee.
Coffee. I'm going to get up at 5:30 in the morning as well and watch the Australian Grand Prix, so...
I'm going to sit down with a beer and dinner and watch it tonight at a respectable time.
Well, enjoy it. It's the only one of the year you get to do that.
I was going to say. Well, actually, the US Grand Prix, US and Canadian ones are normally not too bad.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah.
But morning ones. Singapore can be all right as well, but
Japan?
Australia. Yeah, Japan's not bad, actually.
Good for you?
Yeah.
Joy's
been a small market. They don't really care about us.
Oh, you always say that, don't you?
What's that? Being a small market and not important to anyone. Yeah. It's true.
It's the same as Scotland, right? 5,000. We're about 5 million as well, aren't we?
Well, if you just count Scotland, but you've got a lot more countries in your time zone which have a little bit more sway.
This is true.
Right. Find my way down to where I want to be.
Let's just jump in and have a look here. So Power Team Esports from the FSL versus Pick a Pallet, who had an excellent round in the last round as well. So Kiki, Samu and Taru, who are excellent as a team. I know they've been doing some practicing in between rounds as well. So this could be a good one.
Yep. It could be a good one. As you said earlier, Power Team Esports did not embarrass themselves for their first outing in round 2. So looking forward to seeing what they've learnt and going to bring to this one.
That's right. And
certainly up against it, though.
When it comes to the FSL guys, they know about competitive gaming. So, no question they'll be putting the effort in off screen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. And the pressures of competing too. I'll tell you what, when I played that one round in DJ's 250k stream,
that's right,
my heart rate was pretty elevated.
Well,
the pressure was pretty telling.
Hamish did say that he was going to get us to do a round tonight, didn't he? But we politely declined. But we will play at some point, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. Right. So I can see Samu, Taru, and Akiki. And we've got the 3 guys here from Power Team Esports. El Papito, Oblix, and Velo. And we're just getting onto pallets, ready to start. Pallets, bales.
Oh.
On the bales.
On your bales, chaps.
Taru's trying to pull
the most English sentence ever from a Scotsman there. Tally-ho.
All right. I think we are under starters orders in just a minute. I'll wait for Hamish to make the call, and we'll be good to go.
Yes,
What are you looking forward to the most in this one?
I always like this round because it's never easy to get those containers out of the parking spots, is it? And the chicane type area to get into the cutting area is always interesting. Just adds a little bit of extra spice to things, doesn't it?
It does. And I know Farmer Hamish has had to make a few tweaks with these bigger trailers to be able to get them in and out of spaces. So hopefully
that's right.
We don't see any issues there. But it's something that the drivers are going to have to be mindful of.
They are, right. Hamish has given starters orders. Yep.
Yes. So we'll just wait here and we'll see them running off their bales very soon. And we go. All underway for match number 2.
Right, we've got Taru on the truck down here. Or the Logmeisters.
Oh, Kiki, he can get into his equipment, yes. Seemed a little bit laggy or slow there getting into his cutter. Samu's got this funny little thing he does. He runs around in a couple of circles before he does anything. I don't know whether it's a little good luck run or what he's doing, but he's done it the last couple of games, I've noticed.
Obelix reversing up his truck here, getting it nicely positioned, and he's, I would say, taking a little bit of head start ahead of Taru there, but it's very early on, isn't it?
It is.
But he's already into
his... Alright, let's see where they're heading.
Truck.
Yes, so Kiki's come over more left side. In fact, they've both gone left or on the outside of the big redwoods there. and heading in to start getting things ready to load. First tree down on the Power Team Esports side, and Akiki's got one cut down here on their side as well.
Willick's handling this container very deftly, actually. You want to talk about slight differences in machinery, Args? I see the high lift is in play over there for Power Team Esports.
Yeah, so we've both got wheel loaders, but Samu here, it's actually
the Logmeisters.
Yeah, the Logmeisters.
Pick a pallet.
Pick a pallet? Yes, but it's pick a pallet. I was going to say pick a pallet, and then I was like, hang on.
I know, sorry, that was my fault.
That's all right. That's all right. But Samu's got the high lift here, and Power Team Esports are using the front loader with the grapple. And Samu's already got a good grab of logs in and holding on to those, waiting for the truck to get in here. Oblik's first into the arena, though, with the truck.
Nicely driven as well. Didn't clip any of the fences. And they are ready. Both teams are sitting ready, waiting with logs in their loaders to get into the trailers, into the containers.
I'm going to be interested to see whether Samu will try and pick up extra logs here and risk losing the load. It looks like he's going to.
Taru is making his way in, just taking his time. He's not rushing himself yet, just to make sure that he hits all his points so that he doesn't get stuck. It's very, very tight in here. Very tight.
Samu has just picked up 2 trees worth into this high lift, and he has got a full grapple. But Taru's stuck.
Taru is stuck. Taru's going to have to reverse, and he's going to have to get really tight to that edge, isn't he?
Yeah, he didn't go wide enough on the way in. He needed to give himself a little bit more space. Samu has run over while Taru's doing this. He's come over and opened the container up, so they're all ready to go the second he gets in here.
Right, Taru's in.
Almost.
El
Wonder if he's having a little bit of lag.
El Pepito's quietly getting on with his business here. They're starting to load up quite steadily here with the Power Team Esports guys.
Interesting. Samu's so confident with that high lift that he's just gone and picked up even more. So he has got a huge amount of logs there in the grapple. He just needs Taru to get into position where he can load them, and they'll be probably almost half full, I'd just about suggest, looking at what they've got.
Okay, Taru's moving into position here. I'm going to have to move across here. Like he's trying to hide from me. There we go.
Let's have a look here and see how much this will fill this container.
Now I can see the other container from the other guys. They're just one. Oh my goodness! They've instantly taken quite a commanding lead over the Power Team Esports guys.
That would be well over half full. I'd almost go to say it's almost 2/3 full.
Yep.
That is a huge amount that he can pick those up in one go. So that was 3 trees, and he's got a lot here. Just thinning out the useless wood or worthless wood to make sure they don't take any penalties there, which is a very smart move. Just taking that little bit of time to pull them out. And we've talked
about this before, haven't we, Args? That high lift, there's definitely an advantage to it. It can just carry more. It seems to be more stable when it's got a lot of logs in it as well. I'm just watching El Pepito drop a couple as he's grabbing these ones as well, but this loader, but they're not a million miles behind them.
No, well, I'll tell you what, this tree that's getting cut down at the moment by Kiki, once Samu's picked that up, they are going to be on their way. Taru will be moving because they don't have room for much more. And he was trying to push the logs up into a pile using the little bumpers on the front of the loader, and failed with that, just got driving over them instead.
That said, El Pepito has just picked up a substantial pile. Probably not enough to load them up, but they aren't a million miles off either. This is going to be close, Uggs.
It is going to be close. Now, what's interesting, Akiki's cutting down another tree. I mean, if I was communicating with my team, I'd just say, don't worry about it, we don't need any more. Although I suppose it's an insurance policy just in case. How many times have we seen teams get caught out by having to go back, particularly in the solos, go back and cut extra trees?
That's right. Oh, had a little bit of a lag spike there, but El Pepito...
There we go. Container doors are closed on Taru's truck, and he is moving.
They are one log away. Our Team Esports are one log away from being full as well. If he hadn't dropped those 2 before, they would have been in prime position.
This could come down to how quickly they can get out of the chicane and on their way, but my goodness, this is close.
That's right now.
Oh, and he's stuck. Taru has got stuck a little bit.
Is stuck. And I think the Power Team Esports guys are full.
I think they are. El Pepito was trying to close
Yes.
the container door, but he was too close.
So like you
this
say,
is going to be
Args,
tight.
the chicane may. Let's see how quickly Obelix can get through here as Taru's freed himself. Oh, Obelix is through. He's timed
Obelix
it perfectly.
is through.
As Taru's got caught again. Obelix is pulling this back.
Oh,
no.
Obelix is going to get stuck on this one, though.
Got caught, though. You have to go right to the very, very edge of that turn to even get close. Oh, Obelix.
Oh, Obelix is struggling as well. Taru's paused. Not what Taru's doing. He's going backwards. No. Oh, he was going to go the wrong way. He just about went the wrong way on the way out.
Oh, look at this. El Pepito. Some teamwork that almost worked very well there. Although he's managed to flip his teammate here. He was basically moving the back of the lift to allow Obelix to get through, which has worked.
It has worked. They are free.
So, let's see how big a distance we've got here. That is tight.
It's not too far between them.
Chicane is very tight.
It is.
But we are
It is
close
the same
to have
for
both
everyone.
of them in the shot.
So Taru's just turning left here at the roller coaster and taking
that's
a little
interesting.
short road.
Is it worth turning there, or is it worth going straight on? Let's see. Obelix is going straight on. No, he's just taking a wider turn. And they've caught them up. That traffic.
He is.
And
Wow.
Taru being cautious on the turn, Obelix is on it. Look at this. He's passing him.
This could not be any closer.
He's got some momentum, and he is passing him.
I think Taru was lining up to try and cut the corner, and Obelix has just undertaken him.
He has.
Wow.
So this is interesting. It's almost
This
like
could come down
Taru's
to
truck
logs,
is
penalties.
not running. Why is Taru's truck not moving as fast as Obelix? That's interesting.
I was just noticing the train's just going past. We're not going to have any issues with the train up at the crossing. I was wondering, just watching Taru before with his driving, whether he might have been suffering a little bit from some lag or connection issues.
Okay.
He just seemed to be struggling just a little bit when it came to turning and going in a straight line. But certainly, there's a huge variance in speed here.
There really is. Power Team Esports romping away with this from being behind, leaving the arena, to having quite a decent head.
Quite a sizable lead.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's got a drag reduction system or something on his aero spoiler on the top of his truck. Going past the G portal and Thrustmaster signs and heading on down to the sawmill. Like we said, no train. It has been and gone. So we're not going to have any issues there. But this could come down to log selection.
Also, Args, if they clip this crossing badly, it could really bring things back together as well. So
It could.
Obelix has made it over
Obelix
nicely, though. Although
negotiated it. And Taru's going the safer route. He's going up to the higher crossing. This is going to come down to time and penalties.
That's right. What a close round. So.
Oh no, he's got caught. He's had a little bit of
Taru.
issue there with his turning, his connection. I'm not sure what it is.
So 9
Oh, that was
minutes.
close. Wow.
Just snuck.
Just over 9 minutes.
Over 9 minutes there. That is a fast round.
What a match.
Wowee.
What a match.
Phenomenal times. Absolutely brilliant. That was
that
good.
Was impressive.
That was really
impressive.
Good.
It's interesting because as much as we talk about equipment selections, everything's being much of a muchness, isn't it? Much closer, and the different equipment can give different perspectives. You know, the high lift, you're still limited by how many logs you have on the ground. So Samu was actually stuck waiting for Akiki to cut a couple more trees down before he could load, whereas I think you might find that Power Team Esports had the logs, they just took longer to get them into the back of the container.
That's right. So let's just hold fire for a minute whilst Hamish does the settings.
Officials to come up with the rules, the results.
Interestingly,
we're going to
the Power Team Esports guys have parked their truck over the tracks.
It's funny you say that. I just noticed the same and came to have a look at that, and I thought that's going to be interesting when the train arrives.
I think
we don't want any interference with the solo. I imagine we could come in to play the solo game next and find that there's a truck blocking the cell point or something like that.
I'm going to stay on this and watch it. Who doesn't want to see it? Who doesn't want to see a train hit a truck?
That's right. Can we see the train on the map? Not yet. Not yet. So we'll just
There
wait
we go.
for Hamish to come through with the results. But
So that was it. It would be nice to have a chat afterwards and find out why we had different speed of trucks there. Like you said, if there's a lag issue or something like that with Taru that was slowing him down slightly.
Sure. And Dan was just saying in my chat, he was saying having the container at the back of the trailer messes with the truck handling. So I guess that could affect a little bit of the weight distribution, make the truck a little bit less stable. I'm also just looking at their truck selections. Were they the same?
No, they had the older...
No, so they're slightly different trucks.
Yeah.
So this Volvo's the triple axle, and they've only gone for the single rear axle.
And actually, that triple axle's had issues with grip before, hasn't it? Especially, like you say, when the container's on the back. So it could be he couldn't get the grip down to accelerate.
That's right. Could be. Yeah, truck selection coming into play. All right, Farmer Hamish has said ready. The train is on its way, FSG. I can see it coming out of the tunnel.
Well, we better watch this before we
better watch
go to the results.
If we're not going to get any of the competitors crashing, the train is just going full tilt, not slowing down.
There we go.
Truck's
gone.
gone.
Look at that. Beautiful. Parked it nicely as well, out of the way.
Out of the way. That's not going to be any impact on the next matches.
Excellent.
Right, let's go and have a look at the scores.
Let's have a look at the scores. Indeed. Well.
Oh, look at that.
So, Power Team Esports, whilst finishing ahead on the road, managed to not fill their container perfectly. So, Pick a Pallet, although coming in second place, have won.
So they had a 10% better price for their product, and the penalties, and some penalties added 2 minutes of time to the Power Team Esports. So, like we say, equipment selections come important, but so do your log selections. That is just as critical.
They do indeed. They do indeed. So, yes, something to bear in mind. We've got a little bit of a traffic jam up here, actually, Args, where that truck landed. So
I was just watching those cars come in
jump
there. I think we might have to move it.
I'm going to jump back to this. I'll just change farms and move it whilst...
Just show the viewers at home what we're looking at. We've got the cars all here queuing up. I can just imagine getting up here and having a queue of 15 or so cars.
That's right, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
That would be fun,
Okay,
Alright, so we're off to the solo matches now.
We are indeed. Sorry, I'm just moving this truck. So I'll let you go through the teams again, Args, for the
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, we can do that. So we've got... Let's just have a look at our team lists here. I'm sure it'll be correct, but let's jump across to that screen. All right, so we are match number 3 for the day. It's first of our solo games, Modern Logging versus Motocross and BMX, and DJ Bob coming in as our third player. And DJ Bob is obviously new to the logging league, so his first experience. It's going to be interesting to see how he goes on this one.
Yes,
I'm just trying to find which course we're at. So we're at the organised course down in the bottom of the map. So we'll just jump down here. Solo stage 1 is where the teams are all, or the players are all gathering and getting ready to start. So I might just have a quick look at some of our selections, because obviously this is, again, going to become a little bit of an interesting viewing to see what we've ended up with. So whoever's on the left-hand side has the Komatsu with the wheel loader, with the grapple. Interestingly, because the trucks come pre-set up for this, all of the containers are right at the very front, so we obviously won't have the handling issues, but potentially makes it a little bit harder to load. Middle player has the 2 Volvo excavators, the grapple and the processor. And then down the end, we've got another one of the Volvo processing units and the Volvo front loader, the grapple on it as well. So interesting selections there. I'm loving the variety. Every match we've had someone different. I don't think we've had a match yet there where everyone's using the same equipment.
That's right. So I can see Motocross and BMX, and I can see Modern Logging. Oh, I'm missing a player.
DJ Bob. I'm sure he will be with us shortly. Farmer Hamish has said to have a look at DJ Bob's truck. I'm not sure which one his is, but I'm going to guess because it's the one down the end here with the triple rear axle.
Oh, interesting.
Look how long it is. Look at the space between the back of the trailer, the front of the trailer, and the back of the truck. That's huge.
So that could make things interesting, couldn't it? That could make things.
Yeah, it could be. Could be for getting out of the arena here. He has the hardest, or one of the harder routes.
So
probably not the hardest. I'd say the middle one's the hardest.
I think getting out from the middle one is tough.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not on the right screen.
Can't point and shoot. Just quickly, while we're waiting for Bob to arrive, we must say our obligatory but heartfelt thank you to the guys at Thrustmaster for sponsoring Login League. If you haven't got a set of the T16000 joysticks and you do enjoy your logging, or in fact just for playing the game, front loaders, excavators, anything that requires a bucket and an arm, they are absolutely phenomenal bits of kit. I've got a couple. I know you have two Args, and they are outstanding. So
100%.
And we have got some pairs to give away as prizes for the winning team and individuals, but we also may have a few sets to give away as prizes towards the end of the season as well. So Tobias in my chat is saying, I wish I had some T16000s. Well, Tobias, you may be able to be in with a shot of winning some. Whether that be exactly, whether that be from winning or getting lucky in a competition. So, and the other people we must say thank you to as well, isn't it, Args, are G Portal for the servers. They are
correct. Yep.
Outstanding
G Portal provide all our
service.
hosting.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and you had the pleasure of meeting Dave at PAX as well.
I did indeed. Yeah, Dave's a great guy, and actually, I'm not saying this because they've given us the servers. They are hands down, having used a number of different server providers over the years. They are hands down the best that I've used, the quickest. They seem to be the most stable, the most well-performing. You get more space as well for mods without having to pay extra for that privilege. So yeah, definitely check them out. Links in my description or Args' description if you want to pick yourself up some servers.
Exactly as if you were meant to be talking about it. My Nightbot just popped up with my G Portal partner link, so there we go. Must be listening. Now I must apologise to everyone viewing my stream. I showed you all the equipment without being on the right screen, so you didn't actually see it. But we'll just fly along here very quickly. Just
had to imagine it.
Get a little bit of a lineup. Now I was just watching there while we were waiting for DJ Bob to connect. He's having a few issues. Motocross and BMX went and jumped in both of his excavators and was just testing them out, turning them. Got them up and running, and was just double checking his controls, which I thought was interesting. We haven't really seen anyone do that, so just making sure he's well prepared.
Now, if I remember correctly, Args, Motocross and BMX had a very good. He was new last round, wasn't he?
Yes,
and
yes, he was.
And had a very good first round, if I remember correctly.
I think he was. I don't have the scores up there, but it was very close. And in fact, probably a good time to plug the website. Is it FSG?
It probably
we're just waiting.
Yes, we are. We are there or thereabouts with Logging League website now, aren't we? I'll let you do the.
We are.
Do the honours.
Yeah, so loggingleague.com there. Thank you very much to Jos, who has helped out monumentally with setting that all up.
He has.
FSG's done a lot of the graphics and everything like that, and I've just sat back and watched it all grow. But you can get on there, you can sign up. It's got an about page. Find out a little bit more about our sponsors, the table, the rules, and all of the videos will be collated there. So if you want to go back and watch the highlights or catch one of the last streams, you can go in and do that there. But I was just looking at it because it does have the standings there from the two different leagues. Motocross and BMX had 2 seconds last time.
That's right, yeah.
Not bad. Not a bad showing. Of course, Bargon and Gaming with James are both sitting up there on top. They've played 3 matches, 2 wins, and a second each. So it's pretty close, though. Pretty close.
It is very close
across the table. So it's going to be interesting after everyone's played a few matches today, where we're going to level out the rounds played. It's going to be a lot closer to see how everyone is faring and where we are sitting leading into the sort of pointy end of the competition.
That's right. That's right. DJ Bob has arrived. Welcome, DJ Bob. He's in position.
All right.
So I think
that's what we need, another DJ for FarmSim.
Yeah. So I think we're pretty much ready to go here. Let's just wait for starters orders from Hamish, and we'll dive into the first solo round.
We will. We will. Right. There we go. He is all good to go. DJ Bob's jumping around on his bale, ready to get on his way. Keep an eye on the timer, and we're off and going.
Okay. Let's see how this pans out. I'll try and keep an eye on modern logging here. Motocross and BMX already in his machine over there as well. And
He's
first
very
mover
fast and getting
advantage.
moving. So DJ Bob is down here. He is off and underway to his first tree. So it'll be again interesting to see selections because the trees do vary across this arena. So making sure you pick the right tree to cut down and get the best value could be important.
Yep. Modern logging just taking a slight lead here. He was slower out of the blocks, but very quickly to his first tree. He's abandoned his top of his tree there. As you can see, we're seeing this a lot now from all of the players, aren't we, Args? That they make sure they discard the top part of the tree, which isn't exactly 6 meters.
That's
to
right.
avoid any penalties.
That's right. The DJ Bob, interestingly, he got to his first tree. I heard the noise for the saw, but it didn't actually cut it down. So he's managed to get it cut now and is getting it processed into the lengths.
Very good. There are some nice, neat piles going on here from both motocross and BMX and modern logging.
Very nice. Some DJ Bob's done the same and discarded that top of the tree. And he's being very selective. He's driven into the back to get one of the larger trees. Avoiding the spruce, I think it is. Going for the better value tree. But he's pressed the wrong button and he started cutting it a little bit prematurely, which is throwing him around just a little bit.
Occupational hazard.
Yep, hard hit area, that's for sure.
Modern logging just caught some of his already cut trees there with his new tree that he just cut down. Sent a few pieces spinning off, but he's doing okay. He's doing okay. Motocross and BMX working just steadily there as well, just minded his own business, getting on with it.
So DJ Bob did leave the top of a tree in his last log that he cut down, last tree, so he's going to have to be careful when he picks them up to make sure he doesn't take something that is undervalued and affect the end result. But he is still going here, just going about his business, cutting down his trees, getting them cut to length. So it's going to be interesting to see who is the first to get them loaded up and into a container.
So, interestingly, modern logging has piled his logs up right near the exit. So if he parks his truck in the right place here, he's going to be in a bit of it's going to have a bit of an advantage over motocross and BMX. Although it's dropped the tip of a tree in as well, so he needs to be mindful of that as well. So much so he's going to move it. He's going to get rid of it.
Clever.
He's taking the time and the effort just to get rid of that.
Nice. I was just looking at motocross and BMX.
Sorry,
Sure, you go.
I was going to say, modern logging has decided he has got enough logs cut. That's a bold move. I'm not convinced he's got enough there.
Motocross and BMX, I just came over to have a look. I was impressed with his organisation and the site here. He's got everything stacked up quite neatly. Which he's using the grapple there. He can park his truck in the right way. He doesn't need to have all his stack in the same place. But he can sort of swing the grapple around. In fact, he's going for the truck as well. Perhaps he's looked over the fence and seen modern logging moving and thought, gosh, I need to get a bearing on where I'm at.
Now come and look at what modern logging's done here, Args.
Yeah, I can see him in the background.
He's moved his wheel loader, got the logs into the grapple, then gone and grabbed his truck. So depending on how quickly he can load this up now, he could be in a good spot.
Could be. Interesting, he used the fence as a bit of a backstop for when he's pushing the logs up to make them not roll away. That's pretty clever. We haven't seen anyone do something like that. No, but that's quite a good idea.
He's had a bit of a problem with this grapple. This grapple again. It surprises me how many people pick this. I know for one that I cannot stand it, but each to their own, I suppose.
Well, I think, and as you see how he's just rearranged those logs to hang out the left-hand edge, I think it comes down to where your truck is and making sure you've got enough log hanging out one end to be able to twist it in, manipulate it with the articulation of the loader, but also keep the balance, because if you get it too far off one side, it does become quite difficult. And he's just discarded that smaller log. Obviously decided he's going to go pick up another load of big ones.
I think he's thinking time is of the essence here, so...
Yeah, but if you end up being one log short and have to pick it up at the end, you might as well have done it earlier. But
this is true.
I guess that's the challenge.
It could also get in the way of his wheels here when he comes back to his next load.
So Motocross and BMX here, he's not quite half full, but he's certainly got a decent amount of logs already going in there. He's pretty adept with this grapple. It's pretty impressive. He is. So Motocross, BMX, and logging should be his new title. He's doing pretty well. And DJ Bob's just hanging out down the end here. He's just jumped out of his loader and his excavator, and he is heading over to the truck, opening the container doors, and he is going to start getting loaded up. Not quite as neatly organised down here, and he has this rather large truck to try and manoeuvre around in the area. Should be interesting to see.
So Modern Logging there took the opportunity to jump in his truck and reverse to load the container, which was a nice move. As I was concerned earlier on, Args, I don't think he's got enough logs. He may have to go back and cut down another one.
Well, time will tell. Just watching here, DJ Bob's about to grab his first load, and I'm just looking across the fence. Motocross and BMX is in exactly the same boat. He doesn't have enough to fill it up either. And he is just heading off to his processing unit now and cutting down one more tree. But this tree will be enough for him once he gets that all loaded up.
Modern Logging has got a few logs that he'd managed to drop while he was loading, which he's now going to try and pick up. But even with those, I still don't think he's got enough.
So Motocross and BMX is cutting down his tree. That will certainly, it's a big tree, it'll be enough to fill up his container. So once he gets that all loaded up, he will be off. DJ Bob down the end here, just trying to see if he's got any trees. He doesn't have any logs in the trailer yet. He's got some in the grab of his wheel loader that he's just struggling with, and he'll be getting those in very soon. So not too far behind.
So Modern Logging just jumping back into his harvester. He has had to go and get another tree, as I suspected. So he's doing the rounds now to try and find a tree that's appropriate. He's got one of the large ones there, should be fine. But Motocross and BMX has got 2 trees down already now. More than he needs here, I think, to fill his container.
As I suspected, just on it as an aside note, Taru's just popped into my chat and said ping is, and with a couple of rather interesting looking emojis in there. And I can't say what they'd say, but the emojis don't look very impressed with the ping either. It might explain some of the issues they had in that last match.
That's a shame. That's a shame, isn't it?
End result, they won though.
They did. So yeah, even with all those challenges, they did well. Motocross and BMX moving his truck into a better position to get out of the arena, and he is, I think, taking his time now, Args. I think he knows that he's a little bit ahead here, so he's not rushing things. He's just going to take his time. He doesn't need both of those trees, I don't think, in his container either.
Did he cut down 2 trees, did he?
He did.
Yeah. No, he certainly won't need both of them. I think he would have been fine with one, but as we've said before, better to have too many than not enough. The only person we've seen really master that is Bargon, with basically selecting the trees with precision and getting exactly the right amount in the last time. But DJ Bob's got his first trees in his container and just getting another load into the grapple.
Interestingly, Modern Logging's gone for 2 trees as well here, Args, and I don't think he needed 2 trees, but his container isn't as full as Motocross and BMX's, so I think he's just erring on the side of caution here.
Alright, Motocross and BMX has just closed the container, and he is heading out and on the road.
Modern Logging has picked up all of those 2 trees in one go. If he can nail this, he's going to be right on Motocross and BMX's tail, and he's taking the opportunity to just reverse the truck up. But he's left his loader too high. If he'd lowered it a little bit, I think he would have got all of those logs in there and been well on his way. So, just having to readjust slightly here.
Alright, while I'm following Motocross and BMX, he's heading over the bridge and on his way down to the sell point. I'm going to keep an eye as we track down here with him to see if we see the train or whether we're going to have some issues with it at some point.
The Modern Logging is not 100% full here, but I think he's decided, no, he's going to try and fill it. I thought he was going to go then, but he's decided to stick at it. So
we've just gone past the train here, FSG, about halfway down the road, the first part of the road. So that could come into play when Modern Logging leaves the arena. He might have to be mindful of where that train is. Motocross and BMX, he's just taking a leisurely drive down to the sell point at the moment. I think he's probably feeling pretty confident about having this in the bag.
Yeah. Okay, Modern Logging popped another log in there. I don't think he's full still, is he? Or is he trying to shut the doors now? Yes, he's shutting the doors. Okay, Modern Logging will be on his way any second now.
Motocross and BMX is just going around the corner by the shop and heading on the main road down towards the sell point. He had a couple of close calls with some traffic that he had to negotiate, but nothing's caught him out just yet.
Right, we'll leave Modern Logging to head on his way up to you. I'm just going to do a quick check on DJ Bob here. Never easy being coming into a series halfway through, Args, is it? Having never played before.
Oh, no. No, he's doing an admirable job.
He's doing a stellar job, actually. Very good.
So Motocross and BMX is certainly taking this pretty relaxed down here. I don't feel like he's got the foot flat to the floor. He's been very cautious going around corners. He's been very mindful of traffic, which is, I guess, a lesson learnt through watching some of the others in the more recent streams.
Yes, indeed.
But we're just getting past the G Portal sign and the Thrustmaster sign, and we'll very soon have his container going through the sell point.
Now, Arg's question as we finish off down here with DJ Bob: will this new low loader have an impact, do you think, on maybe Bargon's approach when it comes to the third game? Because that container is set a lot further back than it is on the other container, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. The Motocross and BMX has just gone through the sell point in just on 11.5 minutes, so he's got his container sold. But that is an interesting point. But if you recall last stream, round 2, he actually had the forwarder. He backed up on an angle to the container door, and it worked out for him. So I think he's probably practiced for all eventualities, and might not have any problems there. So we'll just wait and see. But Motocross and BMX has got his container sold, like I said, about 11.5 minutes. So I'm just going to go back down the road, find out where Modern Logging's at. How's DJ Bob getting on up there?
I would say DJ Bob's probably over 3/4 full here. He is not a million miles away from getting a couple more logs in, and he'll be on his way.
Good progress.
Certainly got enough logs to fill a container, so he's just got to get it filled.
Nice. I can see in the distance Modern Logging making his way along the road, so he's not too far away from getting down here. I'm just hanging out by the Thrustmaster and G Portal sign waiting for him. I'm not sure where the train is. It'd be interesting to know the timing on the train to do a lap, but I don't think we're going to have any issues because it had only just gone past.
So we think it's about 4 minutes, don't we?
Yeah, he's honking his horn as he sweeps past us. And we're just going to follow him down here to get his container sold.
Yeah, the train is currently off map, so it could appear at any point.
Right. Oh, it has. It's just coming through the sell point now. So Modern Logging's not, unless he turns at the first one, which he has, but he's slowed down enough not to worry about the train, and it's just cleared him. And he's going to go through this. That was actually only a few seconds away from being a potential issue. But what's he going to come through? Just under 13.5 minutes, so about 2 minutes, just a little less than 2 minutes behind Motocross and BMX.
It's interesting, isn't it, Args, how we're getting through as we get through the rounds, how the times are starting to change. We're starting to see a gap appearing between the team and the solos games. Although I think this is a slightly longer course, isn't it? So it does add maybe a minute or two onto it.
Yeah, and the solos do take a little bit longer because you're doing all the work on your own. You're not cutting and loading at the same time or anything like that. But
that's right.
I'm going to go back and I'm going to say the difference in this match was these guys not cutting enough trees to start with.
Yep.
I reckon if Modern Logging had enough trees to cut down to start with, and we could just focus on loading, he would have been a lot closer to Motocross and BMX.
Just to confirm, Bob has just filled his container, so he's going to make his way out of the arena just now.
Nice.
So he's not too far behind you.
Yeah, I was just seeing in our Discord chat, Farmer Hamish has just made the comment as well regarding the bargain backup. These trailers have ramps.
This is true. Yeah.
So it's entirely feasible he could lower the ramps with the container on the front and back up onto the trailer and unload it that way, which we have seen him do before as well.
The competitiveness coming out in my chat as well. Tobias just wanting to let everybody know that he did a 10.5 minute on this course. So, so yes, Bob is having problems with this triple axle at the back. He couldn't get his turn there coming out of the dirt road onto the tarmac. His truck just kept on going straight on rather than turning. So that triple axle is maybe not the best solution.
Be great doing long haul on nice smooth highways, but
it would.
Getting into some logging areas and off-road, probably not the best choice.
That's right.
But it's all learning for them, isn't it? It's his first time here. You might learn from that and go for show, not the bling next time. Go for the functionality.
And it's a good time as well. All credit to him. He's quietly worked away there, hasn't he? And got on.
Dare I say, he'd probably have beaten me based on the time I did on the Super Chaos course.
I'm definitely going to have to get some practice in, I think.
Get some practice in here.
Right, he's just coming around past the roller coaster, dodging traffic very nicely.
Nice. Alright, so just while we're waiting for him to get down here, we're going to have a server changeover, so there'll be a little bit of a pause as we jump across to the other servers. But just our next match, we've got Power Team Esports coming up again versus Logmeisters, who we've seen both those players at both those teams so far. So
we have.
It'll be interesting to see where we end up with this one.
That's right. And Power Team Esports, hopefully, avenging that first round where they slightly underfilled their container, which had the result of actually losing them what could have potentially been a win.
Indeed.
Bob is just crossing the bridge here now, about to pass the G portal and the Thrustmaster signs, and he'll be on his way to you, Args.
Nice, I can just see him coming into sight now, so not too much longer to go. Look at the time there, just ticking over 17 minutes. So by the time he's got down here, it'll be about 17 and a half, which is not bad for a first time.
That is not bad.
So again, he's taking that first entrance.
Over the crossing. There doesn't seem to be as many issues with that crossing tonight. They've maybe been practicing. Or Hamish has landscaped it.
I doubt it. We're not making things too easy for these guys.
That's right. Well done, Bob. Congratulations.
Alright, there we go. That is match number 3 all done. So we'll just wait for the official results there to see where we end up. If Motocross and BMX took any penalties, which could give Modern Logging the win. And indeed, where they all finished. So we'll just wait until we hear from Hamish, and we'll have a look at that. But in the meantime, I am going to log out and get ready in the next server.
Yes, indeed. I think it's worth saying as well, Args. We've got the 2 Chaos courses coming up now, which always deliver chaos. It's almost like they were named properly.
It is almost like that was the intent when we picked them, and particularly the second one. It'd be interesting to see if we could find some more spots on the map which could deliver the same sort of challenges.
Yes, indeed. So, as Args and I just log into server 2 here. Driver 53, welcome. I'm surprised you came back after the exhibition match.
Oh, I'm surprised he hasn't entered. That's what I'm disappointed about. Eh?
He's a pro now.
Hello, Paul. How are you? And Anzac saying he's never watched this before and is finding it interesting.
Good. That's the aim, isn't it? Just trying to do something a little bit different with the game, and it's certainly it's certainly been fun, hasn't it?
It has been. Logging might not be your cup of tea, but it makes it interesting to watch because it sort of takes away what they're doing and makes it just a bit of a competitive match where it's about the result and who can do what fastest. It
does indeed. And I have to say, it's been some slick play tonight, hasn't it? There's not been... I mean, crikey, we'd had 2 train crashes and a car crash by this time last month. So.
And that's just our stream setups, not talking about any of the matches.
Yeah.
But yes, no, it has been a pretty smooth run so far. The train's been close, but it had never actually become the issue that we thought it might have been.
That's right. I wonder if they're more aware of it after last time.
Well, you'd hope so, wouldn't you? You hope a little bit of learnings. And in fact, like, this is where I think about the communication side of things. Could the teams be watching, like, if you're in a team match and you're the processing guy or the loading guy, sorry, why don't you tell your mate, train's just coming, or we're the trainers? You know, they can look at the map.
That's
he can
right.
focus on his driving, and you could actually really communicate and give yourself an advantage.
A bit of like a spotter type scenario, right?
Yeah, that's right. You're thinking NASCAR. High right, watch the train.
Yeah. So, first up we are, I believe, he says politely.
Right.
I think I might be first into the server, to be fair.
I'm here as well. Just going to have a look here now at the solo score. That is up and good to go.
Oh, excellent.
So we go. No real difference. And interesting, DJ Bob actually earned the most. He sold the most wood. So he got a little bit of a bonus there, or gave the others a penalty. But Motocross and BMX, $2 difference between their profits.
Yep.
So no changes based on times. It was purely down to the performance of their timing to get to the finish.
That's right. And actually 2 minutes difference in the end is more than I probably thought when they left the arena. But there we go.
Considering they both were onto the sort of, having to cut down an extra tree at about the same time. 2 minutes is quite a big difference there at the end.
Yep. Tobias says we are doing that. We do have spotters.
Oh, you do. Nice. Certainly more of the solo matches where that is an option. That
That's right.
The train came into play last time, wasn't it?
That's right.
Hmm.
So we are just getting the players into the server here. Args and I are already in here, but our first players are logging in. Schiffelmeister, Velo. So we are going to, looks like we're going another 3v3 first. So this is our third and final 3v3 of the night. And it is Power Team Esports versus the Logmeisters.
It is.
Second game for both of them tonight, so they are warmed up and ready, I think.
Yep, I'm not sure which course we're going to be on just yet. Whether we're going to... I'm assuming one of them will be on the same course they've already played on, weren't they? Because they were on alternating courses last time. So there could be a little bit of an advantage in there. But
that's right, yes.
Wait and see.
Now, it is purely random, which
Correct.
how the courses are selected. Argsy uses a random selector. Sorry. Hamish uses a random selector. And we are going back to stage 2, Args, where...
right.
Where Power Team Esports were first round, so they might have a slight advantage,
particularly having
these new low loaders tonight.
Exactly what I was just about to say. That is probably where the biggest difference will come in for these teams, is organising themselves around the access in and out with the loaders. So
that's right.
It'll be intriguing to see how much they've learnt. And I'm just looking; they're on the same side as well, so it's not even that they've flipped sides in the course. We've got Logmeisters on the left and Power Team Esports on the right, so they're going in exactly the same spot they were.
And the Logmeisters looking very professional and matching there.
Look at that.
In their high-vis gear. Very nice.
Indeed. Schiffelmeister for Barn and Tobias jumping around on the blue bales. And El Pepito, Velo and Oblix all standing here on the red bales, just about ready to go. So this has been a very quick turnaround. Thank you to all our teams for participating and being so prompt in that with getting logged in and ready to go. It's nice.
Yes, indeed.
Avoid the downtime. And again, I've left my screen on the wrong side. So let's go and have a look at what I was just showing you all.
So, Schiffelmeister...
You know the saying.
Go on, what's the saying?
Pay peanuts, get monkeys.
Yeah.
But there we go. Look at those guys. Impressive.
Right. I think we are good to go. We will just wait for Hamish to give us starter's orders. And he's not even bothered. We're off.
They're off. I think he did pop up with the starter's orders,
right.
but we are all off and moving. So Faban is over here into the Volvo. Velo is in the other processing unit for Power Team Esports, and they're off and moving. Now, there's a little bit of an advantage with the wheeled processing units here. They're a lot quicker to get into the arena and get started. So
yeah,
there'll be a very immediate advantage there to Power Team Esports.
Now, Obelix was very good at reversing and getting his truck into the arena last time, so it's going to be interesting to see how he matches up against Schiffelmeister, who, again, is pretty adept with the truck. So this could be fun from the truck driver perspective as well.
This feels like the most painfully slow drive at the start. You know, you're just bleeding time, just getting in there. You look across the fence and you can already see your opposition in there. Although in saying that, Velo still doesn't have a tree cut down, so I don't know whether he's struggling there at the start, but it looks like he's finally got one grabbed in that. So while the advantage with getting in there quick was with Power Team Esports, they're not actually that far ahead. Faban is heading over. I'm going to go and find some trees.
Okay, some super fast work from Obelix. He's already loaded up with his container before Schiffelmeister's even got his on the truck. And he is making his way into this arena in that very tight chicane. But he's pretty much nailed this, I think. Beautifully done. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm just looking over in the background apart from that last little bit, but he's definitely learned from last time.
He has. Schiffelmeister's got his container on now. He is not far behind at all.
Alright, I know how fast Tobias can load with this Volvo grapple, so it'll be interesting to see how this all goes. But Pepito is also over the other side, got a whole lot of logs in the front of the Volvo grapple, and he is moving over into position. Looks like they're going to do the reverse tactic. Obelix is backing up. Pepito, they didn't quite get the timing right. That would have been magical if they managed to nail the timing there with that. But once again, you know, we've talked about this Volvo grapple. If you don't have the logs in the right spot, that reverse tactic's not going to work.
That's right. That is right. But,
you need to have a decent amount of logs sticking out of the edge of the grapple.
A lovely, nice, neat pile starting here for the Logmeisters. Schiffelmeister, however, stuck in the chicane there.
He is. I was just looking at that. He was giving himself a nice big swing. He's learnt from watching the other matches to get through, but he actually caught the front of the truck rather than the trailer. But here he comes. Oh, he's caught the fence again. But Tobias is waiting to get the container door open. He's up, and that is open now, so he will be ready to start throwing some logs straight into the back.
Heading over here to see the Power Team Esports guys. Velo working away nicely there, getting trees down. And El Pepito, again, pretty handy with this grapple actually, and they're making steady progress. But I think this is where Tobias comes into his own, because he is super rapid at loading, like you say, Args, with that grapple.
What's interested me is their log selections over here for the Logmeisters. They've gone for the different tree, which I didn't think was worth quite as much. So I don't know if that's going to come back and bite them at the end. We'll just have to wait and see. There might not be enough of the other trees to be able to select and take those out. I'm just watching in the background. Velo is taking a big one, and he's doing a big wheelie on the back of his processing unit as well.
Yeah, I think you got caught there. They are 3/4 full here in the container though, Args. They have loaded this incredibly quickly.
That is impressive.
Tobias seems to be just struggling with position with the fences there, starting to kind of just get in his way. And actually,
I think this.
Look at this load El Pepito's got. They could be full here. They could be full here in 4.5 minutes.
That'd be incredibly fast.
No. They need one more.
One more. Still though, I mean,
they are not far off.
Tobias is doing a good job getting logs in there, but I just think their organisation on this side hasn't been as tight as normal. Where the truck's positioned, where they're loading, where they're cutting, just seems a little bit spread out, and they're having to do a lot of manoeuvring and moving around to get into the right spots.
Look at this, Args. Look where Obelix has moved the truck to get this final log in as well. He's teed up to go perfectly out of the arena.
Look at that. That's impressive. Now, Schiffelmeister's actually manoeuvred over the other side and getting into a position it's easier for Tobias to load out from. And they're not too far behind. There's enough trees, enough logs on the ground here. That a couple of good grabs from Tobias, and they'll just about be catching up.
Now, I can't tell. Are they full? They are. El Papito's shutting the back doors here. That is Power Team Esports out of the arena. They are heading now.
Alright, well, Tobias, Schiffelmeister for Barn, they're probably, I don't know, 6 logs away from being full. I'd say they've got enough on the ground, but Tobias really hadn't had the best run of it with this Volvo grapple this round.
Obelix has got stuck again, as he did in the first round. El Papito's coming again to just help nudge the low load around the corner there. Just giving him a gentle nudge, and he's through and away. It is incredibly tight, this. Obelix getting caught again on the fence on the way out, but he is free and away.
Alright, well, I'm just looking. Oh, there's 2 logs here. I'm not sure if that's going to be quite enough for Tobias to fill the truck up. It's going to be incredibly close. Fabana's got another log there that is going to be dropped right in front of Tobias, and I think that will just about do it, especially if you can get both of those at the same time. So I'm just watching here. Is that log going to be enough to fill the container? Yes, that will be filled. Tobias is out. He is closing the container doors, and Schiffelmeister is not in a very good position to be able to negotiate his way out of the chicane here, but he is on the road.
I'm going to interrupt you here.
Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt you. Obelix has had a terrible jackknife. He got caught in a tree. He is ground to a halt. He's been here for easily 20 seconds, and it's really slowed him down, which has given, potentially, the guys an opportunity to catch up.
Oh, that could be disaster. Schiffelmeister's just getting his way out of the chicane, and this is incredibly tight, but he's done a great job. I think he's just about nailed it first time if he can turn to the right and get out this way.
Oh, Obelix is jackknifed again, coming around past the fuel station, the gas station in town. He's really not having a good time of it here. I actually think... Oh, he's hit a truck. He's hit a van as well. The AI crossing the road there. He is having a nightmare. Actually, do you know what's happening here, Args? I think the rear axle of the truck is light because the container's so far to the back of the trailer. I think that's causing him some handling issues.
It's interesting you say that. So Schiffelmeister's on the road. He is coming down towards the roller coaster. But just looking at the axle position on the trailer, I wouldn't have thought that'd be an issue.
He's hit the bridge now as well. He is having a nightmare with the handling of this thing.
Trying to feed the wind to Logmeisters. So Schiffelmeister's just approaching the corner by the shop. He'll be
okay, so Obelix is not far ahead of him. He needs to be careful, or he's going to lose this lead. I'm going to pan a little bit further up the road.
All the equipment set up for the solo chaos course got in the way of anyone cutting the corners.
Yes, I noticed that.
Can't quite see Obelix up in the distance from where I'm following Schiffelmeister along, so still do have a decent advantage on the road.
He's just passing the G portal and the Thrustmaster signs here as we head towards the sawmill. Now, train has just gone through, so it's not going to interfere with things again. Now, what's going to happen here? Is he going to concertina? No, he slowed it down, and oh, he's hit the crossing. It's the first one to hit the crossing tonight again. This has been a horrible, horrible drive to the sawmill, but they had enough of a lead. He's over, and he is sold.
All right, well, Schiffelmaster's just going past the G portal and Thrustmaster signs as well, and we won't be too far away behind. So hopefully, well, for the Power Team Esports guys at least, hopefully they didn't take any penalties with their logs, and they did have a full container. But Schiffelmeister's racing in there. How's he going to go on the crossing? Straight over it, no dramas. Just buttery smooth, buttery smooth.
So they've pulled back a lot of time on that drive. So like you say, Args, it could this one could go either way, I think.
Could do. Clock stopped at 9 minutes 37. I didn't see the time when you called out Power Team Esports finishing, but
I didn't see it actually.
Behind.
Yeah.
But yeah, just probably around 9 minutes, 9 minutes 15 or so. So not bad
Very
times.
fast round. Very fast round.
Mm.
When you think how long that drive is as well from that that course to here, it's
Yeah, that's
some
right.
impressive loading.
Yeah. Yeah. So Hamish made the same comment, no weight over the drive wheels being part of the issue, which is interesting to see. And Dan was just asking in chat, do team members have voice chat? Yes, they do. They're all in Discord and able to chat to each other. So
Guys dropping out now of the server, getting ready for the solos to come back in for the last 2 rounds.
Indeed.
Just waiting for the thumbs up from Hamish.
Yeah, so, you know, there's a lot of things happening. There's a lot can happen that can really change the outcome of a match, really, isn't there? Down to from tree selection, down to where you load your logs, where you stack them, how you stack them, and then where, particularly for the teams, where they position their truck when they come in. You know, they're looking for these competitive. It might only be 5 seconds, but if you can spend 5 seconds less manoeuvring, you know, that gives you an advantage at the end.
That's right. But when you think about it, Args, you know, less than 10 minutes. Well, the second place team in there coming in less than 10 minutes, they're really getting, you know, slick at loading now and getting it down.
Yep. Well, when you think about the fact it probably takes 2 minutes for the truck to even get in there to be loaded, they've got a loaded truck in 4 or 5 minutes.
That's right. Yeah, it's incredibly fast these days.
It is fast.
I think we were nearly on 3 hours, weren't we, for the first round of Logging League, and you know, we're an hour and a half in now. We've only got 2 solo rounds left, so just goes to show you how good everybody's getting at this.
I thought we were becoming slicker at our production, but you might be right. It might be everyone else.
Yeah, it's not us.
All right. Well, Hamish has put up that we're good to go, and he's added it's close in there. So let's go and have a look.
Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Indeed, 3v3 results. Oh, maxed out the profits.
Look at that. Both exactly the same value. 27 seconds in the end there. So no penalties. Both selling the same amount of logs, and it came down to Power Team Esports being the faster team to get down here and get their container sold.
Yep, and they did not have a good time of it on the run back to the sawmill. So I think another crash by them on the way up here, it could have changed things completely, but 2 teams under 10 minutes for that course is highly impressive.
Well, I'll tell you what, you flip that on the other side, they would have been sub 9 minutes if they didn't have the crashes.
That's right.
Their potential time on that course with no travel issues was potentially late 8-minute time. It's impressive.
I fully expect we'll see a sub 9 minute then on this course before the end of the year.
I would say so.
Yeah. Right. We have got now 2 solo rounds. The 2 chaos courses coming up now.
That's right. So it looks like, I'm just looking at teams are joining the Super Chaos course by the looks of things, so we must be heading up there first.
Excellent. We'll tab over there and get ready. Do I have a car up at the Super Chaos course?
Yes, I was in it.
Oh, right.
There is one there.
There we go. Right. The Super Chaos course. I love these 2 courses. These, especially the Super Chaos course, really is. Now, watch the time on this compared to, say, for example, the one we've just done. This course takes time to do, doesn't it?
It does. It hurts. It's a tough one. It's a challenge to get things done, and there's not much space. There's a limited selection of trees. Right. You're on the side of a hill, and you're a long way away from the sawmill. So route selection and course selection to get back there could be critical as well.
That's right.
But look at that. We've already got our 3 competitors in here. It's super impressive. Switch over between matches. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, very nicely done. So we've seen this before. You've got 2 rather large clumps of trees dead ahead of the Super Chaos course sign. Now, Sharp Farmer last time around turned and went down the hill because there's quite a nice collection of trees over there, but equally you can run your way down here as well and grab some of these trees sitting over here. So there's no right or wrong way to do this, is there? It kind of all depends where the other players go.
That's right, and I just popped into the map just to have a look at the area of this sort of plot of land, and it is huge. So you're not just restricted to the trees that are exactly in front of you. You could go left, right, down, up.
Yeah.
You could go a couple hundred meters either side and still be cutting trees that are accessible, but we're under starter's orders. And once again, we've got 3 different pieces of equipment selected here as well. So
We're off,
it'll be
Args.
interesting to see how these go. We are off. Oh. So Methy Boy and Modern Logging looked like they were going to fight over which processing unit they were in. Both the same, just with the different wheel setups there, but they are off and going. Methy Boy's gone straight in front. He has got that area claimed. DJ Bob's heading off to the left, and Modern Logging is just getting underway and going to go find somewhere to cut some trees. But they're not spreading out much. This is going to be pretty tight.
They're not, are they? This is. I don't think there's enough trees here. Well, there is, but they're gonna block this road very quickly, aren't they?
They are. Yeah, they are. I think the first person who gets in and masters the space allocation in here is going to be the one who masters this course.
That's right. Now, Modern Logging's had to cut down a very small tree there just to make himself some space, so losing a bit of time with that one. DJ Bob's decided to head off to a bit of a clearer space.
We're just having a look around at the different trees that are in here. Definitely some options. I think there's some positions you could go to actually get a real good selection of trees.
Yes.
But Methy Boy's got underway, and he has got quite a few trees cut down already. Quite a few logs there on the ground.
He has. As now, both Modern Logging and Methy Boy have left the tips of their trees in their piles at the moment, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do with those, whether or not they decide to pluck those out before they leave, or they're just going to go for it and hopefully get the best time.
The interesting tactic by DJ Bob, he has come a long way down here, which is not a bad idea. He's not going to have any problems with people getting in his way, but using the Volvo excavator is a little bit slow, and I'll be intrigued to see what he has as a loading option, because if he has another excavator to get down here and load with, it's going to take a long while.
Actually, on that note, Args, I'm just going to quickly have a look and see what we've got from the excavator perspective. We have got 2 grabs and we've got 1 high lift, so it's going to be interesting to see who's selected what.
It will be. Based on previous, I think Modern Logging and DJ Bob both used the grapples, so I wonder if Methy Boy will have the high lift.
That's right.
We'll wait and see.
That's right. I'm a big fan of that high lift. I still think
I didn't know.
The best option. Yeah, do I bang on about it often enough?
No, not at all. Tell us, which is your favourite loading method, FSG?
The bygone backup.
Bygone
But I could never do it, so
right. Yeah.
I'll just have to watch admirably from a distance with that one.
Yeah, I can imagine using the high lift to put it into the back of a forwarder to then use the bygone backup.
Yep. Yeah, 40 minutes and I'm still going. Methy Boy has
Modern Logging's managed to...
Go ahead, Alex.
Carry on. I was just going to say, Modern Logging has managed to get himself quite a few trees cut here, when initially I thought he was going to struggle for options, but I think you were just going to comment on Methy Boy's stacking.
I'm just going to say how neat Methy Boy's pile is here, Args. If he is using that high lift, he's really set himself up for success here. That's an incredibly neat and tidy pile.
Yeah. I was catching Modern Logging out a little bit as the trees, when they fall and then you try and cut them and they're all at a slightly different angle. Yep. Methy Boy's running up the hill. He's off to get his truck.
I think he's being bold, unless he's decided to just get some trees into the container to get himself started, but certainly not enough there to fill the container.
He's struggling a little bit to get in the correct truck there for a second, because they're all parked so close. You go and press your E button to enter them, and he ended up in the wrong truck by the looks of things, but he is moving. Yes, indeed. Up and running.
Dual axle at the back there, so we should have less issues with handling, and also the containers are set further back on the loaders here as well, so we shouldn't see any issues.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So DJ Bob's just going about his business down here. He's definitely trying to pull the trees down off the side of the bank to get them to a more level area to load from, which is a good tactic. But it does just make it a little bit hard for him to have to go up, grab a tree, pull it out, and come back down. So keep an eye on him, see how he goes. Modern logging also.
Respectful parking here by Methy Boy, actually. Look, he's parked it on the other side of the road, so he's not blocking the road. And yes, he is in the high lift.
Alright. Yeah, he's not blocking the road at the moment, but, well, with his truck. But it would be pretty hard for Modern Logging, who has his truck now, to go and get his wheel loader.
That's right.
And interestingly, has Modern Logging parked too close for Methy Boy to sort of get behind the container and load in? Probably not. Probably not.
No, he's got enough space. He's alright.
That's a great grab of logs there from Methy Boy. That is very impressive.
It is. It is. He's forgotten to open his container doors, so he's just doing that now.
Alright, what's going to happen here? Is he going to be patient and wait for Modern Logging? He is. Little toot.
That's nice.
Little toot of respect.
That's nice. Nice bit of respect there for team competitors. He's swinging around now. Now, this is where he's using that high lift rotation to his advantage, and he's spun those right round. Starting to get them into the container there.
This is where I think he'd be better off to go and hop on the truck and back up. Leave it sitting there, go and back your truck up. Instead he's going to manoeuvre and try and get himself a little bit closer. I'm just watching DJ Bob in the background. He is also going and grabbing his wheel loader. And, well, he's going to just about drive over Methy Boy's stack of logs, but not quite.
I've got to say, there's some mutual respect here for each other. Not trying to get in each other's way. That's very, very good. In fact, Bob's thrown himself down the hill backwards just to avoid Modern Logging.
Alright. And Methy Boy must have the stream live and be listening, because he's just backed up with the truck to get the last of those logs loaded in, so...
Yeah. Well said, Hamish. Class act sportsmanship all round here. Everybody's been very respectful of each other, which is nice to see.
It's nice to see, but it doesn't bring chaos into the description very well, does it?
Argsy's going to start dishing out bonuses for crashing into each other.
Bonuses for tipping your opponent's equipment over. No, we don't encourage that.
I'm just going to head over here and see how Bob's getting on. He's got a rather large set of pile of logs here, but he hasn't got his truck yet, so I think what he's trying to do here is just get a grapple full and then go and grab his truck. But it's not the neatest pile, so he's having a bit of an issue getting a hold of it at the moment.
Modern Logging, Hamish has just said it's starting to trigger him. He's sort of struggling and climbing all over logs and just really making a hard time of it at the moment. He does have a good grapple in there at the moment. Oh, he's just about knocked over his processing unit too, but this grapple will definitely catch him up to Methy Boy as we look over in the background and see how full each one of the trucks are.
Right, DJ Bob has picked up a rather... Look at that log. There's actually a magic log here floating in mid-air. But DJ Bob's got his first load. He's bringing his truck down the hill. He's getting things sorted here.
Modern Logging's just used the reverse tactic to great effect, just then backing up to get logs into his truck. Methy Boys have to jump into his processor and get some more trees cut down, which is not surprising. Not surprising at all. Seems to...
There's even less there than I thought there was, Args.
Yeah, it's a common thing though. It's becoming a common trend. These players having to cut down extra trees. I don't think Modern Logging's going to have quite enough either.
No.
Particularly
and again,
as his pile's getting less
Bob
organised.
Bob as well definitely doesn't have enough. He's got a good load there. He's starting to get things loaded up, but he's definitely going to have to go back in and select a few more trees as well. So everybody in the same boat, I think.
Once again, Modern Logging's going for the reverse technique. He didn't quite leave his wheel loader far enough forward though. He needed to hop out and go and move that a touch. Oh, there we go. Nicely done. Oh, yes, he has got it in there. So he's pretty close to full, but like I said, I don't think he's got enough logs. He could surprise us, though. We'll see.
I'll say Modern Logging's kind of gone from being quite far in second place to very much in the lead here, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he's Yeah, I'm just not sure. I think he's going to need one more tree. He does have a decent sized tree there in front of him that he can cut down, so he's not going to have to go too far for it. But
so the question is here, Args, would you go for another tree now, or do you load everything you've got into place and see what you've got?
I think I'd just keep loading. It depends how organised they are. If you look at it and go, oh, those 3 logs are going to fill me up, then yeah, just pick them up. But they're all over the place at the moment. He's kind of having to spend a lot of time to go around and pick those all up individually. Whereas you cut down one more tree, you can get that all neatly piled that you can just load it. Might be quicker.
There we go.
I reckon. Oh, it's touch and go whether he will have enough.
He might just head back here and check on DJ Bob. Just coming back with
Methy Boy's getting another neat stack loaded up here, but he was well short on trees, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, he did go too early, didn't he? I think another minute or so just grabbing another 2 or 3 trees would have changed the outlook for him a lot.
And Modern Logging looks like he is going to go and cut another tree down as well. He's decided he doesn't have enough here, and he's going to go and fish out something that nice and large and get that dragged down here and cut.
So interestingly, I think if he went for those 3 logs that are on the ground, he might just have enough. Oh, one of them's a tip, so no, maybe not. Probably is the right thing to do.
So all of that being said, DJ Bob's not too far behind.
He's doing well. He's doing just quietly getting on with going about his business here. He did a very nice load before. He's actually got this technique where he reverses and turns at the last minute. He's about to do it again. And it seems to work very well. So he runs alongside the container and then reverses in. He's a little bit further away. There we go. It's working very well for him.
There's a lot you can do to manipulate the front of the wheel loaders to try and get things packed in there and stacked in there, but he's not far behind actually Methy Boy. I think DJ Bob and Methy Boy, I'd say, are very level pegged. Methy Boy's advantage is he's got more trees cut down now, so...
And he's got the high lift, which can obviously carry more logs in one go. But
is the high lift quite good for logging? Is it good for loading?
I think it's quite good, Args. It's not something I tend to tell a lot of people about, but
no.
I think it's quite good.
A little inside secret.
But here's Modern's going to fill here. He's going to fill up, surely. Yeah, that looks full to me.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Didn't take that last log, so he's going to hop out, close his container door, and hit the road.
Do you want to follow him, Args?
Yeah, can do. Oh, he's left his wheel loader on the back, and he has managed to get it out.
Actually,
he gave a friendly toot to Meth Boy as he drove past, and he was on his way out.
So interestingly, I think DJ Bob, may have passed Methy Boy at the moment for second place. Modern Logging has slightly unsportsmanlike just abandoned his wheel loader in the middle of the road. I wonder if Hamish will...
No, I didn't actually give that thought,
and shift
actually.
that. Hamish may jump in and shift that. They're quite a way away from being full at the moment, so it's not an issue at the moment.
Yep. Farmer Hamish has enabled super strength, I'm assuming, to deal with that. Alright, so Modern Logging's out on one of the main roads. Be interesting to see what he does when he gets just up here to the junction. This is the point of decision making. Do you follow the asphalt all the way down, or do you take one of the high risk off-road trails? And he has chosen the asphalt route.
There we go. I got rid of this. I got rid of Modern Logging's wheel loader.
Unceremoniously dumped, was it?
Flung. It's lying on its side down a hill now. Yeah.
Good. Good. Yeah, so Modern Logging's taken advantage of his sizable lead he had over the other two, and he's gone for the less contentious, more scenic route, really.
Is he staying on the main roads, is he?
He has followed the main road the whole way down, so a little bit longer, but he can go in a straight route and not quite so many things to worry about. Now I'm just keeping an eye out whether the train is in our vicinity. I can't see it at the moment, but he's just about to go past our Thrustmaster and G-Portal signs, and he will be getting his container sold in just a few seconds.
It's a handsome lead. David Dawson saying, another awesome Logging League stream. Thank you, David. Much appreciated.
Cheers, mate. Alright, no train in sight. He's coming down to the crossing. He is choosing, well, what seems to be everyone's number one pick. And he has clipped the front of it. His truck just dived into it. The front bumper caught the edge. So
it's a hard one, that, isn't it?
it is. But he's fine. He's across and he is about to head through the sell point.
The times on this one are a lot higher, aren't they, Args?
They are. Just over 15 minutes there for his.
It is a tough course, this one.
Oh, the train is just on its way too, so that should mean it's not going to be a problem for the others. But he's cleared it and he is sold. Train's going through and I'm going to head back up and see what the others are doing. So
we're neck and neck here, Args. I think both more than 3/4 full. Very close, this is. Very close indeed. Methy Boy has caught back up with I keep calling him Farmer Bob. Farmer Bob is responsible for Western Australia in FS22. Yes. He is not playing Logging League tonight. DJ Bob is playing Logging. Now, DJ Bob has decided with 3/4 full that he's going. He is out of here. He's decided that he's going to play the numbers game. He knows he's not got a full container, but he's going to go because Methy Boy was buried in the trees still, cutting down stuff, so he can nail his route. He could well be on here for a second place.
That's an interesting decision.
I'm not sure how much of a penalty he's going to get here, Args. It could be potentially a 3 or 4 minute penalty, so this may backfire if he doesn't nail it.
Yeah, it could do. Although Methy Boy, I'm just watching him get the last loaded up. Well, what happened there? Methy Boy's loader just completely disappeared. What on earth happened there? Methy Boy's loader is flying around and has, I don't know what on earth just happened, but his front loader just completely disappeared from my view. And I think this is it on the side. I have no idea what that is. The most bizarre situation I've ever seen.
Wow. I'm following DJ Bob. I want to come back now and see what's happening.
Well, there's nothing to see because his loader's just gone.
Do we need to pause?
No, he's driving off. He's carrying on. He wasn't quite full, but
right, he's giving up.
Yeah, I think his penalty will be much less than the other one, but I don't know what on earth happened then.
Interestingly, we've not seen many glitches, have we? The container glitch has been the frustrating one, but we've not seen much else. But that is an interesting
All I can think of is whether super strength was left on and inadvertently used. But
potentially, yeah. DJ Bob making his way past Thrustmaster and the G-Portal signs. Now, which entrance is he going to choose to go in on?
I'm just calling the loader suborbital. It's just completely vanished. Alright,
DJ Bob coming in to sell.
I don't think Methy Boy knows where he's going. He's turned left heading out onto the main road. He is going completely the wrong way. He's heading up the hill. I don't know where he's heading.
Contact NASA for Methy Boy's loader.
Oh, everyone's calling it an April Fool's joke. Alright, I'm intrigued. Methy Boy is taking a very interesting course back to the sell point, and I mean, if he takes too long, this could actually hand that advantage to DJ Bob.
He is a long way out, isn't he?
And
the only real route he's got now is probably staying on the main roads.
Yeah, correct. You can head up this way and turn right, but it's interesting actually. No one's taken this way out, but I wonder if this could be a viable route if you're facing the other way.
Yep.
with the truck actually to come up a dirt track here. I'm just following it along.
Yeah, I can
And it
see
would
it
come
on
out,
the map.
hang a right and hang a little left.
Yeah.
Could be feasible in the future.
So yeah, we haven't seen this one before, dropping in from the top of the map rather than coming the other way. So
through the densely populated Redwoods area. Cruising across the viaduct. A nice little run coming down here to the end.
Down here, we should be able to see him appearing over the horizon. Here he comes.
Takes the train out of play, that's for sure.
It certainly does, yeah. And nicely driven around that corner. Beautiful.
Rocket it in.
Darth Horlick's just saying exactly the same as you, Args, there. That way avoids the train crossings as well, so...
does.
Okay.
Alright, well there we go. Let's wait and see what the final results for that one are.
Super Chaos living up to its name again, Args. Yes,
indeed. Now I'm just looking at the mini-map. If you have a look on the main map, sorry, the PDA, you have a look in the top left corner, you can see the loader.
Oh yes, there it is.
It is there.
Just doing its thing now. Can we see it? I'm going to see if I can go high and see where it is.
I want to see if I can hop into it. I can enter it. I'm actually in space. I've entered the vehicle, and it's black. And it doesn't show up on the mini-map or anything.
I can't see it.
Alright. I wonder. We might have to reset the server just to make sure we don't have any other issues.
No, let's leave it. So adds another dimension.
Another dimension.
Literally.
How did you lose? My loader got flung into space and I don't know where it is. Alright.
Oh, I can't see it. I can't.
I'm 40,000 leagues under the map, as good as saying it.
What's the speed? What speed's it doing?
Oh, I actually didn't see. I've hopped out of it now.
Oh.
That's a good point.
That's always a fun one. Maybe you got that new Nitro mod that arrived this week.
Oh, I can't enter it now. It's completely gone. It was enterable before, but...
Right, we are loading in. Gaming with James and Bargon are joining us for the final round.
Our final match.
Who are our three for this final match? They are Chaos, Methyboy, Gaming with James, and Bargon. So Methyboy getting a chance to redeem himself in this round.
Alright, results are ready.
Zebedee's just said that loader's going to come back down to Earth and land on a train crossing or something at the perfect moment.
Yeah, probably will.
I would pay good money to see that.
Yeah.
Now,
well. What has gone on here? Modern logging has clearly come in first, a long time ahead. Oh, that's the penalties. I'm trying to remember now. Who finished first?
Modern logging was first by a lot, and then DJ Bob came second on the road, but has obviously paid the penalty there.
Yes, Methy Boy has a points of a time of 11 minutes 30, which must be incorrect. That's all right. I was just looking at that, going, how's he gone from 11 minutes 30 to 21 minutes? But no, Modern Logging was definitely first on the road and first to win, first to finish without. So
I think that's Modern Logging's time against Methy Boy there.
Possibly, not sure which way around it is.
Yeah, we'll get that. Double checked.
Yeah, because Methy Boy's profit's higher, but has a penalty, so we'll get Hamish to check that.
Yeah.
Just to review what's going on. But I think the summary is Methy Boy and DJ Bob probably ended up quite close with their penalties, but even DJ Bob's penalty was larger than Methy Boy's, so I imagine our positions are correct, but just some of the figures in there might need a little bit of a refresh.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to jump back to the game now as we see the guys getting organised here. 2 high lifts. 3 identical harvesters. But Bargon, of course, there with his signature vehicle now. I'm quite excited to see how this one goes. This is my favourite course. The original and best, as far as I'm concerned. So a nice way to end the stream.
Yeah, there's something nice about this one. Just with the way it's all set out and just works really well. There's enough trees in there, but certainly I think it rewards someone who enters in further, goes deeper into the forest to get some more of the trees. And we know we saw last time with Bargon on this map that he went in and he basically hand-picked the trees out to load his container perfectly.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see whether he can do the same again. Maybe someone will be a disruptor and go in there and try and take the same piece of the space that he's working in. So
I am excited to see what kind of time he can do tonight. If he's been practicing again like he did last time, I think
that's right.
I think we could be on for a big time here.
And
no
whether
the
and whether having the ramps on the back changes his approach to how he loads the containers.
Yes, yes indeed, yes indeed.
All right. Well,
Yes.
we're under Hamish's control. Starter order has been called. How evil is he feeling? I can't see the train coming down the main track, so he's obviously in a good mood. And hasn't
I did
tried
pan
to be
round
too
just to check.
chaotic there. I've just checked the map as well. All right, we're up and going.
So interestingly, Methyboy going to his truck first. We've not seen that as a move before. Bargon getting a nice early lead there with the harvester.
Yeah, it's an interesting tactic. And I know gaming with James last time he played on this course, he went quite deep into the forest as well. So I think Methyboy's trying to claim a little bit of space there with the truck. And it looks like he's going to have the luxury of staying down this end and having all of this end of the forest to himself.
So interestingly,
on the left.
Bargon has gone to a different part of the map than he went to last time. I wonder if he's been doing some more research.
Possibly. Now you should see where Methyboy's left his truck. I think this might be a little bit of a might need a little bit of a rule from Farmer Hamish to get that moved, because that's not very sporting.
Bargon's cut his first tree down here. And so, Bargon's definitely got a tactic here. He has picked one tree from way down deep in the woods, and now he's come right the way back to near Methyboy for his second tree. So he is very much selecting specific trees like he did last time to optimise his load.
Interesting tactic, interesting. Farmer Hamish has used his judicial skills to move the truck out of the way. Methyboy's truck's been shunted to the side a little bit because it was parked right across the crossing. I think there's a little bit of an unwritten rule. The formed tracks shouldn't be blocked.
Correct. Gaming with James, working away nicely here. Second tree being unloaded as we speak.
Train goes past. Methyboy's getting a good sized tree cut down here. The second one, and he's getting that stacked in about the same spot he did the first one.
Keeping an eye on Bargon here. I want to count how many trees Bargon cuts down. I'm intrigued to see. He's got that caught round a small tree though. That's probably not what he was planning. That's his third tree.
Interesting how he's lining them up there.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's planning to drive beside them with the forwarder, pick it up from the side and just drive along the line.
I think he could well be, Args, because this brown tree further up is his as well, so something of a plan going on here.
Alright, well, Methyboy's just dropped a tree right in the middle of nowhere. It's a long way away from where he's going to load it. I think he got caught out with the way the tree fell, and he's been forced into having to unload it here, but I think he's running the grapple. If he's running the high lift like he did last time. In fact, there's two high lifts out there, so both Gaming with James and Methyboy must be running the high lift, so he'll be able to come in and get that picked up without too many issues.
So Gaming with James is interesting here as well, Args. He's got 3 trees. He's put them all on the left-hand side of the track. I'm beginning to wonder if he's going to run his truck straight out of this track and go on a slightly different route out rather than coming back towards the shop. He's working his way further and further up this track.
That's interesting. We have seen people sort of cutting the corners a little bit through here, and there is sort of, this is the bottom of the course where they drive into the course number 1 for the multiplayer, for the teams event. So there is a route that comes up and out here.
That's right.
It's feasible for them to do that.
I'm just going to quickly jump back to the... No, we've updated. I was just going to go and check and see if we'd updated those scores. Hamish has just put in chat that he's updated those scores for the last round, so they are accurate.
Okay.
Modern logging taking the win. So,
good.
Argon. Moving on to tree 6 now. This is different to last time. I'm intrigued. Args, no, he's stopped. Bargon's out. He's heading back.
So 5 trees, was it?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 5 trees.
Alright, well, it will be interesting to see if that is enough for him to fill his container. Methy Boy has got lots of trees cut down, but they're all over the place. But he is also off and going and grabbing his grapple there, his high lift, and obviously decided if Bargon's loading, I'm loading too.
I think James is on his way
this
back
game
as well.
With James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty level pegging at the moment.
What are we going to see here? Oh, look, there's chaos coming in here. Bargon sort of wanted to go in a certain direction. James has got his truck. And Methy Boy with his loader there.
James having to work his way through the traffic there, very much so. Now, I'm going to spend a little bit of time watching Bargon, because it's quite the work of art watching Bargon load. His skills with this machine are pretty impressive. 6 trees. Cranky's saying it's 6 trees, so Bargon's cut 6 trees down. And he is 2 at a time loading these up.
So I'm just watching. Methy Boy's about to pick up 6 or 7 logs if he can get this in his grapple properly. I'm just comparing that to the time that Bargon could pick up the same amount of logs. In fact, he's only managed to get 4 first time round. And he's 5. He's just going to settle with that. So it's the time. I think it's the time they take to then drive over to the truck. In fact, he's dropped one as well. Drive over to the truck, get it positioned, get it turned in. Whereas Bargon's doing this all in one spot. So while he may not be able to pick up as many logs at once, his RPM, his cadence of picking up logs is a lot faster. His
accuracy, though, I mean, I'm just watching. This is really enjoyable to watch. He's got it down to such a fine art. He says as he drops a couple, but he picks them up and he manages to butt them up against the frame of the back of the trailer there. So everything's really slick. It really is nice to watch.
Yeah, it's a real muscle memory thing, isn't it? Just getting into a rhythm and a routine with it all.
Yeah. Even he just times the swing of them as well, so when he's dropping them, they're not getting caught on any of the under the poles or the bars.
Alright, so Methy Boy's not doing too badly down here. Getting a few trees loaded. He's definitely pretty good with that grapple, the high lift. Word on the street, not that he'd admit it, but I think the high lift is FSG's favourite loader. But we'll just keep that on the down low.
How do you know that? I've not even mentioned it.
I know, right? So we've got the train just going past there, so again, dare I say at FSG we're going to go through 6 matches without a single interference from the train.
I know. And for the people, there was a couple of complaints that the AI traffic should be switched off as well, but again, I think tonight's proved that it doesn't really get in the way unless you're really unlucky. But some
oh look, I mean,
some love in the chat here for Bargon.
Nice. The way I look at it with the traffic and everything like that, the train, it's the same for everyone.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more.
Every chance it's going to happen to everyone, and it just adds. I know it's a unknown, it's a factor, but it makes every match different.
The Bargon with 3 logs left here. And that has every single one of the logs that he's cut down. So if this fills the container, we know. I mean, I think we know anyway, don't we? that he's done a lot of practice working out which trees to pick up and how much they are worth in volume, so that when he gets to his trailer, one load will fill the container instantly.
That's right, that's right. And
Now,
just
it's not
looking
the
at how
tidiest
full
of
he's got
loads,
that
actually,
stack.
Args. He's coming towards you now. It's not the tidiest of loads. Certainly not as tight as it was last time.
No, well, time will tell. We're just about to see him load it in, and we'll see what he does. Now, is he going to try and back it up onto the ramps, or is he just going to use his angled attack that he used last time? Looks like he's going for the angled attack. Now, he hasn't opened the doors yet. He needs to jump out and do that, which he is doing right now. So let's just see. Here we go. Moment of truth.
Got one log sticking out the side there, which I think he's going to try and ditch in first. Yeah. He's going back. As you can see, he's actually strapped the... oh, he's pushing the truck forward.
Part of getting it in the right position to try and pivot it in there and get it all unloaded. Oh, look at that. Boom.
Oh, come on.
And he doesn't even need the one he's holding. Now, Hamish has just called the 9:54 was the time to beat for this course. He's not going to do it today. We're just ticking over the 9:50. So he hasn't quite beaten his record, but that's pretty impressive.
It didn't feel as slick as last time, but it's still, watching him
is the car coming? Is he going to pull out in front of the car? Ah, the car turned.
It is poetry watching him load.
It is. I'll follow him down in just a second, but just on my way past, because Methy Boy wasn't too far behind being full, but he had to go and cut some more trees down, which he has done now, but he's probably half a dozen logs away from being full.
Tell you
How's
what, Args,
James looking?
Gaming with James is probably 1 or 2 logs away from being full as well. He is not a million miles behind Bargon at all.
That's impressive. So I'm just catching up with Bargon, who is fair hauling down the road here. No dramas so far. Vehicle just pulling out in front of him, but he is well clear of that. And we're just catching up now as we get towards the G portal and Thrustmaster signs.
So interestingly, Args,
Args,
Gaming with James has followed the Bargon approach. I think he cut down exactly the amount of trees he needed. Unfortunately, his he's not been as slick with his loading. He was just putting one log in at a time there at the end. So, yeah, he's ready and he is out of here.
FSG, the train is just pulling in. Is Bargon going to get across the crossing in front of the train or not? He's going for it. He's hauled it. He's going to get across just. Oh no, the train's tipped him. The train has clipped the back of his trailer and he is on his side. Oh, he is trying to wiggle the front of the truck over to get it turned over, but he is on his side.
Well, Gaming with James is on the road and heading up here now, Args. This is...
Oh my goodness, Farmer Hamish has come in with super strength there and tipped him back up and got him into the right position. But, oh, he was only clipped by the very, very back of the trailer. Anything shorter and he would have been across fine, but he has got through and got that sold.
So there you go. The train does finally rear its head there.
Oh, we jinxed it. They call it the commentator's curse, don't they? You get to the last few minutes of a match and you say nothing bad's happened, and then it comes to fruition in that one.
Gaming with James clipping a couple of cars here and nearly sending him off as well, but he managed to do quite well to hold it in. Horn blaring.
Impressive, and I'm just looking on the map. I can see that that our third competitor, whose name escapes me right at this very second, is on his way too. Gosh, mind-blowing. Thank you, Methy Boy. Thank you. He is on the road as well. I'm watching James come racing in here. He's taken the very last of the crossings. Hang on the top. Oh, he's just about rolled it as well.
Up on 2 wheels there.
Oh, some nice control. I think he was going to try and cut the angle past and go in between the train crossing and the lamppost, but thought better of it when he was on 2 wheels.
There we go. Well done to Bargon. Well done to Gaming with James. A very close run thing there. Almost made a lot closer by Bargon rolling his
oh, that's right.
trailer at the end there. And here's Methy Boy, not a million miles behind as well. So this has been a close round, hasn't it?
No, but Methy Boy's gone and jackknifed his truck. I don't know which route he was deciding to take, but he's come in this very top end crossing.
Yeah, interesting.
And is he going to run along the train tracks?
is going to throw
I
caution
know
to the
some
wind.
of the guys have toyed with this as a tactic to actually run along the train tracks and use them as a road. So
I think if you remember in the very first trial run of Logging League, Farmer Hamish, in fact, used the train tracks as a road.
He did. Yes, we have talked about, Scudge is just saying there should be a 10-second super strength penalty. We have talked about penalties and timing for if the super strength is required. So I don't think that a 10-second penalty would have had an impact in that result, but it won't be far off.
It's been asked in my chat as well, will there be a time penalty to help Bargon? I think, to be honest, the amount of time that Bargon spent on his side before he was rescued is penalty enough.
Yeah, possibly. We'll have to have a little bit more of a chat about that and just see where things ended up once we get those final scores through.
So we'll just wait a minute for those final scores to come in. Would like to hear your opinions, actually. Anybody, if you're watching this tomorrow or you have a strong opinion on how that was handled, we'd like to hear it as well. Obviously, we want to make this as competitive as we can, but we don't want it to be in any way feel like it's not fair. So definitely let us know your thoughts, and we'll take them on board.
I think it gives another reason with the train to actually come up to this top crossing where it actually has the lights and barriers, because that'll give you a visual cue to whether the train's going to be an issue or not.
That's right, yeah. No, you're right. So we'll just wait for those to come in to be confirmed.
And Yoss is asking if it's the FIA, the Forestry Industry Association. Is that what you mean, Yoss? He's looking for some ruling there, making sure things are fair.
So I have to say, hats off to Methy Boy, just his second game there, and he was playing with the big boys. He was not a million miles behind them at the end there, was he, Args?
No. He's fiercely competitive across the course of his couple of matches. So, like we said at the start, we're excited to welcome new players, and even if you're not keen to get in the next couple of months, certainly the way things have been going so far, this won't be the only season of Logging League. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Interestingly, somebody's left their truck across the tracks again. It's almost becoming a bit of a tradition now.
Yeah,
when you finish.
That was Methy Boy.
Yeah. Quite right too, Methy. Nice.
Now, what would interest me actually just watching that, what would happen if he parked his truck to a position that has stopped the AI vehicles from being on the road? Being on the tracks. The train's on its way now. This is going to be interesting.
Here we go. Always good. Let's cut back to this, shall we? Just for entertainment purposes.
And it's gonna get stuck by the barriers, and it's gonna be locked in position. Anticlimactic. All right. Well, that's done. Farmer Hamish has the scores up and ready to look at.
Okay, let's have a look at that. 1 result. FarmSim for you saying, I think super strength penalty should be a good 30 seconds, as if they had to right the lorry by a load, it would take them a lot longer. That's a good point of view, FS, for you. We'll take that on board.
Yeah, certainly take that on board.
But even with that,
all right,
and even with Bargon's delays there and a penalty, he is still coming out on top.
That's right. So there's about a minute between each of them. Not much difference between their profit. Only a few $100s there between the highest Gaming with James and Bargon, actually, with the lowest profit there. But yeah, again, we put 30 seconds even on to Bargon's time, he'd still be a good 25 seconds in front of Gaming with James. So we'll have a chat about that as a organisation team and come up with the best solution for it in the future. We haven't actually had super strength before up until this round, so it hadn't actually been a question, because this is the first series we've played without any console players involved. So we made the decision to poll the players, and seeing we're able to use Easy Dev, it's made things much better from a production point of view for us, but also makes those little decisions a little bit easier to make as well.
That's right. But it would have been interesting, actually, if we hadn't had super strength. What would have happened to Bargon?
Well, exactly. I'm just trying to decide. I don't think there's a wheel loader or anything down here he could have used to right himself.
No.
He could have fumbled around for a wee while. He could have possibly disconnected his trailer and tried to just right the semi and then bump his trailer over. But yeah, I certainly think there needs to be the super strength there is helpful, but I think a penalty could be a consideration.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Because if you were, let's put it this way, I'll just put a scenario out there. If you were only 10 seconds up the road from someone and the train was coming and decided to gamble on beating the train,
that's right.
You know, the person 10 seconds behind you probably be a little bit aggrieved.
That's right. Yep, that's right. So.
Hmm.
Okay, well, there you go, folks. 6 rounds, 6 games. Some excellent logging tonight, I think. Hats off to all the teams. There was some really slick teams tonight.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I enjoyed that one. It's nice to see Power Team Esports guys come in and be fiercely competitive and really push the other teams. And the solos and the chaos courses just dealt up what they deal up, which is the chaos. Great to see no container glitches as well. So the change to the step deck trailers there with the containers just strapped down was an improvement as well.
That is nice. That is nice. Methy modding in my chat here saying my heart beats after that.
I can vouch for that, mate. I know exactly
that.
what you're talking about. Yeah. Yep, I was the same. A couple of weeks ago. You don't realise the stress. Try doing it when you're listening to the commentators as well, because then you know where all your teams are. That made it even worse.
Yeah.
Scooter's just saying that was quick. I'm not ready for it to end.
Yeah, it was quick tonight, wasn't it? Just over 2 hours. So
over 2 hours.
Yeah, we're definitely getting a little bit more polished as things go on with this. But thank you again. Massive shout out to Farmer Hamish, who has been tirelessly working in the background to make sure this runs as slickly as it has tonight. It's been awesome. So thank you, mate.
Yes,
much appreciated as always.
Yep. Yes, and thank you to all the competitors. Thank you to the teams who are back for more, and to the new players, DJ Bob, not Farm Bob, and Methy Boy. Great to have you guys involved as well. And we'll have some leaderboards out in the next week or so. If you're not in the Discord, we do have the Logging League Discord where a lot of those things are posted. Otherwise, check out the website, loggingleague.com, where you will find all the scoreboards, price streams, highlights, shorts, everything there, rules. And if we do look at a penalty, there'll be some adjustment to the rules for that.
That's right. And thanks to you, Args. That was great fun, mate.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, no, it was a pleasure. Pleasure as always. I look forward to these. They seem to come around really quickly too.
They do. It's amazing how quickly 4 weeks goes by. So,
yep. So now we just need to work on Giants and keep an eye out at FarmCon for possibly Logging League featuring there. Who knows?
That's right. I was working it at PAX last week, and I think if we can twist Kermit's arm, we might just get a slot.
All right. Well, that'd be exciting. It'd be great to be able to bring it to a wider audience.
Yes, indeed.
To continue to grow the popularity of it.
Absolutely. Okay,
right.
So there we go.
Just before we go,
yes.
We haven't really talked about it. Do you have a favourite loader? Do you have something you really like using when you're doing forestry?
I'm a chainsaw and super strength man, Args.
auto load trailers for the win.
Yeah, definitely.
Good fun.
So,
goodness.
Well, thank you, Args. Thank you, everyone, for watching. It's always appreciated. We are halfway through Logging League for 2023, and it's pretty tight. Like I said, like Args said, keep an eye on the loggingleague.com website in the next few days, where all the results will be up to date for the last 3 rounds, and all to play for, I think.
Absolutely. Right, I'm going to sign off. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, FSG. Have a good rest of your day. And
no worries.
We'll catch you later to film some Hannah, Indiana.
Yes, indeed. All right. Take care, Args.
Yeah, catch you later.
See you again, mate. So there you have it, folks. That was good fun. Got a smile on my face. That was most enjoyable. So hope you enjoyed it. Do leave a like if you can. We're really trying to push this to Giants. They are sitting up and they are taking notice. So that's great. So if you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, do hit the subscribe button as well. If you're looking for a server, there's no better place to look than G Portal. And a huge thank you again to Thrustmaster for their support with this. It's spectacular, and they've given us a rather large prize pool to be able to share out at the end of the year. So thank you all. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekends, and I'm going to go get some shut-eye because I'm going to have to get up in a few hours for the Australian Grand Prix. So have a good one. Take care. I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now. go, 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 go!
Off and moving here.
And Taylor has made the first cut, very closely followed by Digger. I'm basically seeing a very fast start from Digger and Hillboys, but there's a lot to play for still, and a lot of time to go.
Look at this, we've got a loader on its side.
He may have to reset this if he can't write it. GTR is lining things up. The guys can get this in, they are going to be in prime position. But look at that, a bit of teamwork there. GTR just reversing ever so slightly to help Hillboys get those into the truck. That's a genius strategy.
They actually have a good amount of trees there ready to load. I'll tell you what, this is unbelievably close. And he's honking. I think he is on his way out. So we're just getting the console team coming in now to slow the container. Farmer Hamish is on his way in. He's running straight down the train tracks. No care at all for his well-being.